Here we are, session 7, and 2 new players. So, very quick introduction. We'll let the game introduce them more than I will, but we have Amy, who will be playing Allanon, and we have Garsun, who will be playing Brash. And we'll see how things go. Guys, welcome very much to our little roll-by-roll crew.
Woohoo!
And
glad you guys could join us.
We'll get right into it with a recap of last session. So, as the last session began, the weather had improved greatly from the day before as a warm sun began to rise into a clear sky. The three of you waited just outside of your accommodations at the Dewdrop Inn for the arrival of Philibert, the halfling that was asked to lead you back to the cave. Unfortunately, Philibert was nowhere to be seen. After a quick search, a wake-up call, and a little convincing, the four of you headed into the forest to find the cave. Philibert was able to lead you back to a small tunnel that led into the cave where the other two halflings had gone missing. Nightingale entered the cave and quickly discovered the first of the missing halflings. Once revived, the halfling was able to warn you that the cave contained giant spiders. Determined to find the second halfling, you entered the cave again. As you entered a larger chamber, you were indeed attacked by two large giant spiders. Strangely, you could hear the spiders talking to one another. Voices that rang out not in the chamber, but inside of your heads. Victory was won against the spiders who fell into the depths below. The second halfling was found in a third chamber, along with what appeared to be a magical longbow. You were able to exit the cave and return the halflings to the gypsy camp. The day ended as you enjoyed a grand celebration in honor of their return. You next traveled to Wellspring. As you prepared to enter the town, you learned from an old comrade of Douglan's that there had been an assassination attempt upon King Evandor. The king was recovering, but it had the kingdom on high alert. You headed into town, and after enjoying some food and drink at the Whispering Pixie, you decided to pay a visit to the Cortland family, a family of powerful wizards that call Wellspring home. There you met Brell Cortland, who took you for a short walk outside of his keep. Brell answered several questions about the Githyanki and the Between, including a promise to let the party know if the Gith opened a gate near the Tianchar winery. You next traveled to Evandor and on to Tianchar winery. In conclusion of 9 days of travel from Whalespell. Talking with Anton, you learned that he had not been truthful about what had happened in the Between. He was indeed gone for a year when he was taken there. There, Maggie had rescued him from the Githyanki, and the two took refuge with the Githanthor. Maggie took up arms against the Githyanki and decided not to return to Emathan when the chance came. Anton is determined to start producing the Alum wine once again so that he can get it to the Githanthor, the elixir of strength for them. To do so, he needs to get another sickle of the harvest moon before fall. The grapes for the Alum wine can only be harvested with this sickle. As today's session begins, it is the 30th day of the third Trigon of Gath's influence, at approximately 6 p.m. Nightingale, Corvus, and Douglan are standing in the vineyard with Anton, having just finished your discussion. Anton invites you to join him for dinner, and you begin to walk back towards the winery. The work crew are finishing up their day and settling in for the night.
Should we roll initiative?
For dinner, eh? For dinner.
For dinner, yes.
Anton, you and I
all
need
depend on who is going to be dinner.
I want a piece of Anton right now.
Oh, what's a little white lie there, Douglan? All right, so you, the four of you make your way back to the little cottage that Douglan used to call home after the original attack upon Tianchar Winery. Anton excuses himself, says that he will make arrangements for dinner, and says for you just to make yourselves comfortable. Once dinner is complete, he'll figure out some arrangements for you all to sleep for that night.
Perfect. Well, Douglan, this must be quite the eye-opener for you.
Oh, it's not sitting well, Nightingale. Not going to lie.
Not all lies are meant for deceit. Some are meant to protect.
Be that as it may, I've been suffering for a year, lad.
I can say you're taking it better than I would.
We got a full plate, but I hear we got a full plate.
Well,
I'm not quite
hopefully
ready to have this conversation with him yet.
I don't blame you, Douglan. But let's hope this sickle isn't as hard to retrieve as it sounds it's going to be.
Travel to the wilds is long. We should make proper planning.
Indeed.
I also need to see about the king. Let's not forget that.
An assassination attempt is hard to ignore, I would guess.
No. Well, why don't we enjoy a dinner, get our bearings, sit out in the morning? What say you?
Been eating rabbits and rations for the last 3 days. A good meal will do me good. Look at me. My leotards are getting loose. I think I've lost weight.
What say you, Corvus?
I could eat. But then again, I could always eat.
All right.
All right, you're waiting around in the cottage. You pop outside a few times. You can see the work crews that are rebuilding Tianchar Winery are packing up their tools and making their way. They have their work camp set up where they're all staying while completing the work. You guys are just, you move back outside of the cottage. You're just standing on sort of the porch area out front. And this young lad comes barreling around the corner and runs up to the cottage. And he looks at the three of you and he goes, gentlemen, we have trouble. There's someone chasing Anton in the vineyard.
Lead the way, child. Lead the way.
He turns, takes off running back from the way he came. He's hightailing it down sort of from the area where you had originally gone and found Anton down by the special vineyards. He maybe gets a couple of 100 feet ahead of you and stops, and he's frantically waving you to hurry up.
We will pick up the pace if this lad seems to be a sprinter.
Yeah, Douglan is top speed, which isn't very fast, but he is
So is
giving it
Corvus.
his all.
What, your top speed? That's why the boy's waiting for you, Douglan.
You want us to make athletics checks?
Nope. You catch up to him, and he points down just a little beyond where the special vineyard is, and he says, "There, I don't know for sure. maybe 4 or 5 of them. I didn't get a count. I just ran. And he takes off and he runs back towards the winery, leaving you folks standing out in the fields.
Well, head in the direction he pointed. I'll have my short bow drawn and an arrow knocked, ready for action.
Yep, same here, except mine's a longbow.
Okay, down fair ways away from where you are right now, you can see a dark cloaked figure who is just kind of pacing back and forth on the road. Douglan, you know the area down there as there is an underground spring, an entranceway to it. He's just standing in front of that area, just kind of pacing back and forth on the road. It would appear to be that he's on guard.
Anton is?
No,
Not Anton. This is a dark cloaked figure.
Okay.
That you can see. There's no sign of Anton from where you guys are.
I yell out, "You there? What's your business?" As I run towards him.
There goes sneak attack. We'll follow Douglan.
The figure looks down the road. You're still probably a couple of 100 feet or so from where he is. He looks down the road at the three of you and he says, "You'll want to get out of here. This is none of your business."
Well, I'd say it is. You're on my land. I'll ask again, what business do you have here?
We're still moving towards him, calling it a fairly brisk pace.
So we're 200 yards from him?
I think he's at 100, still 100 feet.
A couple of 100 feet away. Yep.
Okay, that's close enough. I'm going to just stop and draw. You best answer him, friend, or you become a pincushion.
All right, let's roll for initiative, shall we? I'm going to share a map with the group here. I'll give you a little description of it before I share it.
It's okay, Douglan's winded.
Easily, yeah.
Give a chance to catch his breath. Allanon and Brash, you will find yourselves in the top left corner of this map when I share it with you. That is where you have been watching what has transpired in the field here, having followed this group to this location.
It's just cloak workers, guys. We're okay.
Dang it. How embarrassing.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Here.
Oh,
Have some
didn't know it was
lemonade.
you. All right, map's loaded for everyone, okay?
Yeah, except I'm not on it.
Nope. So the rest of you will be entering the map from the top. So basically, as you tell me you'll run down the road to this point, I will add you into the map.
So I would assume Nightingale is first, since he could probably run faster than Douglan. Yes, Douglan?
Colin, so all right,
actually,
can we have a long
yeah.
rest? Because I was going to say, it's been a while since we fought them telepathic spiders.
Oh, you're not okay.
When
Little
he
house
yelled-
cleaning. Then we'll run a long rest.
And are these the guys that we were following?
These are the guys that you were following. Yes.
When we heard him yell, or did we hear him yell, and can we see him from our vantage point?
When we did that, it got rid of our initiatives. Do you want us to reroll?
Oh, that's bizarre. Yeah, I guess we'll all re-roll initiative. That's
Good.
Darn
Maybe
it.
we'll do better.
Second try.
Not a chance.
Yeah,
Not a
there
chance.
it is.
Oh, yeah.
Who rolled the natural one, Brad?
Mithras came too.
And so did Aranon. So that's all the ones for the day.
That's
yeah,
all the
there
ones.
you go.
people.
They're all
ones
out of the
now.
way.
No more.
Brash, to answer your question, this is the group that you were originally following. You guys have been secretly following them for some time. You did see the chase. You saw them give chase to this older man in the field, and they caught him You can't see. They took him sort of back to where the spring area is. He is out of your line of sight right now, but you can see the 4 just regularly cloaked figures who are wandering around in sort of a
They went down in there?
That's a depression there. So
Okay,
from
so
where you guys are, you can't see them.
But they went down in that area?
They went down in
Okay.
that area, correct.
Like, do I see a funny-looking jester rolling down the road or not?
You can hear you're looking through rows of the grapevines, so
Oh,
you
so I
don't
can't
have
see
a
anything.
perfect. You can see through it a little bit. It's one of those things where you can kind of see through that little spot and that little spot, but your line of sight is not perfect. You know, you can see them every now and then wandering around out there. You have no idea where the other 3, including Anton, went.
I'm more interested in the 3 newcomers, and one of which had just yelled. And
Yep. So you're hearing them yell from kind of down the road, which would be north on the map.
okay, so I don't recognize anything yet.
No. Okay, so we'll start. Allanon, you have initiative.
If one of these guys attacks, I'm going to shoot an arrow at them.
Okay. As a readied action.
Yep.
Nightingale.
I am dashing down this trail to get to where we assume Anton is.
We're coming from the north, correct?
Yeah, up that road
Are-
there.
Are we all going to be dashing, gentlemen? Just so
Well,
we decide how to
Corvus
play this
Corvus
out?
stopped once they were in
Yep.
range of his bow.
I know you're gonna let loose on him there, Corvus.
Yeah.
But I
I'll
believe-
take my movement action if I can move, and that'll bring me on the map.
Yeah. So I am going to move.
But I still want to
Nightingale,
fire. Yeah.
You are just going to arrive at the top of the map after your dash action.
Okay, that's the end of my turn then.
All right. Douglan.
I'm going to do the same. Pick a dash action.
I'll just move to the side so he can come in.
Oh, there's lots of room there. I can just put
Okay.
him off to the side of the trail.
I'm making Douglan run in the rough.
At least it's not in the buff.
Yes.
He is just pouring sweat and like super red. Like you're a little bit worried about him, but he's there.
All right. Our first cloaked figure. He is going to take a shot at Nightingale. These guys are all brandishing as you get close now. Light crossbows that you can see. He's going to take a shot at Nightingale.
Man number 9 or man number 19?
This is Cloaked Man 7.
Oh, okay.
As his friends call him.
So after he gets to take a shot, I get to take mine, right?
You betcha. Oh, you readied in action. Actually, you go ahead. Sorry, you should take your ready
go
action
first? Oh.
Yep. You hit.
Take him out, take him out, take him out, take him out.
I am not large.
All right. And as he is getting struck by your arrow, his bolt hits Nightingale.
Damn!
So much for the brand new Jester outfit.
Just had it laundered.
All right. Corvus.
Do I have line of sight on anybody? Like cloak number 9?
You have enough of line of sight on Cloaked Man 9. 19 is sort of down behind these rocks a little bit out of your line of sight at the moment.
Okay, well, I will use my move just to get a little closer.
Ouch.
Ooh. Ooh.
All right. Corvus, the arrow strikes the robe guy and he's literally knocked backwards and lands on his back.
Sweet.
That's our artillery.
That bow seems to be working quite nicely for you. We
And
can't
that's
hear
it
you,
for
lad.
you, Corvus. Oh,
Can't hear you, lad.
Can't hear you, buddy. All right.
I read his lips. He said, "Yes, I'm done."
Hey. Cloaked Man 19 is going to... He's back.
My
All right.
what's green? I'm gonna after combat. I'll switch.
He is going to take a shot at Douglan. All right. The bolt whizzes past your head, Douglan, and flies off into the vineyard. That is going to take us down to Brash.
These vines are probably 4 to 5 feet tall.
Yes.
Can I leap over them?
I would think that would be pretty reasonable for you.
Okay, so I'll leap over, and then I'll spot her because I don't know where she disappeared to, and then get up next to Allanon and whisper, "We need them alive. What are you doing?"
I didn't kill anyone.
It's not our fight yet. I don't see them. I don't see our heroes coming, do I?
No, you can hear them, especially Douglan. His huffing can be heard all the ways back to the winery.
If I have any more movement, I'd like to go somewhere like here and hunker down. But if I don't have any more movement, I'll stay where I'm at.
I think that was 15, so you should have 10 more.
Thanks.
Or 15 more if you have 30 movement.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
are you 30 movement?
I'm 30, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so you got 15 more.
Okay, so
It's
hunker
not
down
a
here.
dwarf that we're dealing with there.
Not dwarfism. Genetically superior DNA, just smaller.
And that's me.
Aranon's gonna run up there and stealth if she can.
Yep. With all the activity and that cat's movement, it would be pretty stealthy right now, just naturally, without any sort of check.
Alright, so I don't have to roll for it.
No.
Cool.
Nobody's even knows to pay attention over there yet.
Alright, well then she's gonna go the rest of the way up to probably there.
Mithras wants to fly and cause a distraction. He's going to fly there. And then he's going to take the dodge action for this turn.
All right. Our cloaked man here is going to get himself up into the battle. I'm going to say he doesn't have any good line of sight on anybody at this point. Takes us back to the top of the order with Allanon.
Alright, was I able to see what eviscerated the poor cloaked man 9, or did he just fall over dead?
An arrow just smacked him in the chest and he dropped dead from somewhere north of you.
Alright, well, I'm gonna tell Brash if we don't act quickly, they're gonna kill them all. And then she's gonna do her best. Which is not a lot. Alright, and then as a bonus action, I'm gonna cast Shillelagh.
Shillelagh.
Excellent.
As a bonus action, I'm gonna freeze my computer. Alright. That's a really cool sound. Alright, that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Remind me again, that means you break into some sort of Irish dance, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Now river dancing for distraction.
It means I pull out my stick because I want to knock this guy out, not actually kill him.
Excellent. Nightingale.
Believe I will unleash my short bow at the cloaked man I can see that hasn't been killed by Corvus.
Cloakman 19. You hit.
And I will...
You solidly wing him. All right, that takes us to Douglan.
Keep up, Douglan! Keep up! I need you!
And Douglan is going to
Breathe through the cramps! Breathe through the cramps!
joints are popping, sweat's flying. Can I move there? There. Thank you. Gonna take a crack. What have you done with Anton? Whiff. Swings
You
back
whiffed
around,
it.
uses the butt end. Oh, it hit. Yay.
All right. Between just getting winged by an arrow and thumped by your halberd, he's looking a little weak on his feet.
That's my turn. I did say that though. What have you done with Anton? I do. Can I see the gigantic cat to my right?
Oh, she's
Nope.
hiding.
She's hiding. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
You did see Allanon run onto the battlefield.
Yeah. So, Douglan's hitting and then gonna ask questions later.
Looking like
Yes,
a child.
what more or less looks like a red-headed child just booked it onto the battlefield.
Is it a stepchild though?
A red-headed child just ran onto the... All right.
Anton's been busy.
Our cloaked man drops his crossbow, pulls out his sword, and attacks Allanon.
We all make mistakes.
This will be his first.
This
Maybe his
and last.
And last.
All right. Takes a swipe over your head and misses. Which takes us to Corvus.
All right. Well, I'm going to use my move action to move as far as I can, so 30 more feet. I think that takes me actually onto the map now.
Yep. You're where you are.
So do I have line of sight of 19 or 13 or even 7?
Not 13, but 19 or 7. You do have line of sight on both of those.
Okay. Well, it looks like 7's about to attack a child.
A
I believe
red-headed
seven
child.
Seven just tried to take the head off a child.
So I'm using my bonus action to move my hunter's mark to him. And I will shoot him, trying to kill him.
Holy moly.
All right. Another of the cloaked men is smashed by one of Corvus's arrows, flying back, landing crumpled on the ground.
Run, little one. This is no place for child.
Who are you calling a child?
Right. 19.
And she's gonna say something explicit in her language.
All right. Our cloaked man is going to drop his crossbow, pull out his scimitar, and take a swing at Douglan. He is looking in pretty rough shape. Douglan, I mean.
Indeed.
Someone's gonna need a nap.
Definitely. And some Bengay.
Or a second helping of dinner.
Oh, he barely mosquito bites you, Douglan.
Douglan's lungs are burning so hard he can't even feel anything besides that.
Brash.
I still can't see our heroes, right?
You can
There's
make
a
out
tree.
a little of them through the vines. You know, your vision is somewhat obscured, but you can see
Yeah.
the melee going on in front of you there.
Okay, there's 30.
And I really appreciate you calling us heroes.
The
Oh, he heard hero. I thought it was zeros.
yeah, so I can see Douglan.
Yes, you can
Mithras.
see all of them
Mm.
off to your left.
Okay, so you guys see a large cat come rushing through these gates here, looking at you. There's a little bit of a pause, and this tree in front of me is that is this like a just a little hillock or?
Yeah, a little shrubbery.
Yeah, he's moving very, very quickly, and he'll end up going down here. And to Allanon say, they're them. They're the ones foretold we should help. And that'll be my turn.
You see a robed man. This is directed at Brash and Allanon. A robed man appears, just kind of walks out from the area, or runs out from the area you can't see, and hops up on the hill.
Coming at us.
Yes.
Oh. Save the child.
None of these are the original one we were following, right?
They are all the original ones you were following so far.
But there was one in particular.
Yes. You have
Yeah.
not seen him yet.
Okay.
All right. The robed man leaps up and he throws his hand at Allanon, casting a firebolt at you.
How rude.
Not the big cat next to her.
Kill the one of the dress.
I'm wearing pants. Thank you very much.
No, the caster.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay.
Wearing pants, thank you.
I
What
would
lippy
like
child.
to absorb elements on this.
Okay, Aranon.
So she's gonna run to there. And then she's gonna pounce. That's not a good
effective.
sound.
That's effective.
That sounded juicy.
And then he has to make a strength save in order to not be knocked prone.
All right.
And he's
Oh my
succeeded.
god.
Unlucky.
That wizard been working out.
P90X, that guy is.
All right,
Yeah,
so then you
right.
should probably put me next to him. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, that's her
Excellent.
turn.
Ouch.
So everyone
Double
just
what he was
sees this giant black cat just burst out from the vines and charge this poor, poor wizard. And that's
He's
her
already
turn.
he's already rethinking his life choices. Mithras.
Mithras is going to fly next to Douglan and use the help action to give him advantage on his next attack by distracting the cloaked man 19.
All right.
flying in his face and shit.
Cloaked Man 13 is going to attacking Nightingale with his sword.
I get an opportunity attack. 10 feet.
Yep.
Hit him with the stick.
Quickly kill him, Douglan, before he hurts me.
You connect.
Took a little piece.
He is wobbling on his legs as he takes a swing at Nightingale with his scimitar. Connecting.
Sorry, Nightingale.
You felt that one. Takes us back to Allanon, who's got a shillelagh going on. She looks like a tree now.
She's gonna run up to the wizard too, since he's having a bad day. He threw a fireball at her. And swing with both hands.
Solidly missed with both hands. Right, Nightingale.
Nightingale's going to look over to Douglan. It would seem we have allies in this fight, Douglan. Looks like Mowgli has come from the jungle.
I'm glad you saw that. I thought I was hallucinating.
I
All the
shall,
exertion.
Since I'm still armed with my short bow, I will shoot at Cloaked Man 19 across from Douglan, so that I don't get disadvantage. I know it's metagaming, Craig. I got it. I know. He called me out last game, and I miss.
That's
And
the
then-
fantasy grounds gods calling you out.
I shall move to here. I know it seemed I walked through him, but I walked around him.
Got enough movement to walk
You
around.
danced
him.
around him.
Yep. And
That's it.
that will be it. My one attack.
Douglan.
Yeah, Douglan definitely thinks he ran a little bit too hard, because I could have sworn I saw a cat man and a little child just run through the vineyards here, Nightingale. My head's about to explode. But nevertheless, I would like to do a non-lethal damage on 19. So I'm going to turn the flat of my halberd and just crack him upside the head, hopefully.
Club him.
And I have advantage. Is that right, good sir?
That is correct.
Thank goodness.
You hit.
Oh, okay. So
Big
out.
damage.
Unconscious.
Then
You give him a
going-
solid whack to the brain pan, and he just kind of flops onto the ground
then
with
I'm
his head
going to-
mostly intact.
And then I'm gonna. This guy, I'm not using non-lethal damage. I'm gonna go ahead and attack regular.
Cloakman 13.
Yeah. Excellent.
Oh,
And then with my last, I think I had 10 left or 5. I'll just say 5. I'll move right to there.
I think you
And
moved 25 to there, so yeah, 5.
Yeah. And then I'm going to look over at the cat and say, "Are you friend or foe?"
Cat looks like a cat, so
You're bipedal though, right?
No,
He's on all fours
He's
right
on
now.
all
Or on all
fours.
fours.
Yeah, he's
But
on
it's
all
looking-
fours, and
Looks
Yeah, he
looks
can't-
very similar to Aranon right now in movement and action.
Got it.
Nightingale will give Douglan a confused look. You're talking to a cat, Douglan.
I don't know what the feck is going on right now, Nightingale.
Is he about to have a stroke?
I
think
think
I
he may
did.
have already. Help
I
me.
think I did. Yeah, that's my turn.
All right. That's going to take us to Corvus.
Corvus. Do I have line of sight on the caster?
Too many obstructions. Corvus, that area just to the south of Douglan is a hill. If you look just on the other side,
No, that makes sense.
you can kind of see. So
Well, then I'm just going to use my full move action to get as close as I can.
come racing into the action. These guys had bigger.
Can I see him enough that I can use my bonus action to move Hunter's Mark to him?
Not now. Yeah, you're even more obstructed now that you're closer to the hill.
Okay, so then Hunter's Mark just fades away.
All right. That will take us down to Brash.
Well, you see, Brash is going to run full speed, leaping over the corpse, and leaping over
Allanon.
and leaping around and over and through, and just, as a cat does, turn snarling at this wizard who took a shot at her. And that's it, because that's, in order to get that far, I have to use my action to get there. 2 cats and a little lady, and no real territory to the south of them.
Yeah, just a wall.
Nowhere to run.
Yeah, he can't. That's the end of the winery right there. That's
Yeah.
the property line.
It's the nothing.
All right.
like,
The
never-ending
dark-robed
story.
man is going to use Burning Hands upon Aranon.
Ooh.
A successful save.
Oh, that's nice. Shows a little half on there.
It does, yeah.
All right. The cat is shocked by the burning hands, but I just kind of feel that would make it more angry.
You've made it angry.
Aranon, how'd you feel about that?
Dude, not super stoked.
Do we smell burning hair?
Being honest.
Whiskers. Burnt the whiskers off.
All right, so she's gonna take a bite out of him. Ooh,
Hey,
unlucky.
does she decapitate him?
In addition to standard critical hit damage to your target, you gain combat advantage against all enemies on the battlefield until the end of your next turn.
Sweet.
Super
You,
you.
you just became Battle Cat.
Battle cat. Thundercats. Thundercats.
Oh, she sinks her teeth into his arm and holds on, thrashing her head around.
All right.
And that's the end of her turn.
He is taking a whooping. Mithras. Flying around up there.
He's going to use his movement, come to here, and then use there, I guess. That puts him in the square. And use the dodge action for now.
All right. Still, I would assume a fair ways up in the air.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because what he does is distract. He dives down, distracts, and then flies back up.
All right. From as Allanon and company are engaged in your battle, directly north of you, you hear a voice yell, Stop this or the old man dies!
Douglan. I think they're threatening Anton.
That's not very cool.
All right, and a dark-cloaked man is holding Anton by the hair with a dagger up against his throat. Actually, I'll move him right beside.
That's the guy we were following. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've never seen Anton before, right?
You've never seen Anton before, nope. You're very familiar with the other gentleman, we'll say, with his voice and build. He is wearing a heavy cloak and a mask now, but you saw him put it on. Allanon. That's some
Is this one of the guy that smells? Or is this just a guy that we're following? I don't remember.
This is a guy that smells.
Awesome.
You will forever be known as Smelly Guy.
Smelly cloaked man.
Alright, well then I guess she will not click that button. Put a hand on Aranon and whisper a word.
Nicely done.
He looks beefy, right?
Who?
The new guy.
He does.
Do you say anything?
I'll ask I turn to Brash and look at the new guy and go, is that one of them?
He's going to die.
Alright.
I say very softly as a growl.
Oh,
Dear.
More for cats. Jesus Christ. When did
More
Anton
of
start a
them.
fucking
The
zoo?
child vanishes and the lion turns its head toward the new guy.
That's a
Staring
huge
straight
tiger.
at him, not blinking at all.
Is
Yeah,
that like
that's-
a normal
that's the end of
sized
my
tiger
turn.
or is that a giant tiger?
It just says tiger, but it's
I think tigers are
Considered-
large.
large creature.
They're not medium, they're large.
Nice. All right, is that the end of your turn there, Allanon?
Yeah,
All right.
I can't really move without getting hit, so.
All right. Takes us to Nightingale.
so I only heard that gentleman. I can't see him from where we are.
All you heard from the other side of that little hill is someone yelling to stop this or the old man dies.
I will try to sneak up the hill to a vantage point at which I could see what's going on. So let's say there.
Yep.
The child is gone and there's a menagerie of cats.
Here's my stealth check.
I'm going to move you to an actual square.
There's a definite theme coming out here, for sure.
You are able to sneak up there undetected with all the activity going on in front of our dark cloaked man.
What do I see exactly?
So you see from your vantage point, there's just this large dark cloaked man. The cloak is pulled over his head, so you can't see much of anything. He has Anton by the hair with a dagger at his throat, and he seems to be focused upon the three rather large cats that have surrounded what appears to be a dark-robed man who really looks uncomfortable with the situation right now.
There's one cat that's getting ready to spring towards that guy.
He's not the only one that's uncomfortable in this situation right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you've
Douglan
seen what a
starts-
cat does right before he springs. That's what Brash is doing.
Are you wiggling
weird
your
little
tail?
butt wiggle?
Yeah,
The little
yeah.
weird
So I
little butt
turned.
wiggle.
I'm looking right at Dark Cloak Man, and he's doing the wiggle. He's gonna leap.
Oh, this is risky. Ooh, I don't know if I should do this. No, I will ready an action. I will put my bow down, Colin, as my, just kind of drop my bow, and I will ready an action, waiting for the most opportune time when Cloakman is distracted.
Yep.
I will blast him with dissonant whispers.
Okay.
So that's my turn. I'm ready to action for the key moment. The tiger strike, should we say. Well, one of the many cats that seem to roam this vineyard.
This vineyard, yes. All right, Douglan.
Overrun with rats, I assume.
Douglan, you hear, you heard what was said, much like the others there. You can pretty much assume who the old man is.
With definitely some anxious thoughts, if you will. He is gonna just come down here. Can I see them from here?
Are you trying to be stealthy? Are you just
No.
wandering around?
No.
there?
I am not stealthy at all. He's driven. Like, he hears that Anton's in trouble, and he is making a beeline.
If you go right there,
Okay.
you're probably standing up over the rocks, looking down on them.
Yeah. No, I want to get close, so I want to move there, if
Okay.
I may.
You may. You can definitely see the man with Anton in his grip.
Okay, so I have a 5 more movement, but I take my halberd and I point it at him. I will end you, and I cast Vow of Enmity on him. I take my last step, and I take a shot with my halberd.
Whoa.
Oh. You're so angry at Anton right now. It's obvious.
That should have been advantage. I forgot to do it. Can I roll again to see if I crit? Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. I am a gracious DM.
Thank you. No. All right, that's okay. We're going to do this, and I'm going to add a smite to this.
Pally burst damage.
Oh, jeez.
Jeez,
Oh
man.
man.
The old man.
Oh, typical Douglan. Typical Douglan.
I am stroking out.
I jinxed it.
He comes back around.
Would I be able to, Colin, would this be my opportune time when he's being struck by a halberd to use my ready to action?
Yes.
I still have a second attack.
You do. Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
come back
We'll
around.
allow the ready to action to play out.
I'm gonna do another smite.
He is distracted by his laughter at Douglan's attempted attack upon him.
I'm
Tickle.
gonna do it again though. Darn it! Wait, it didn't do it. Oh my god. I don't know why the divine smite did not work. Can I?
Are you
roll it?
targeting him at all? Or are you just doing
Oh
it?
yeah, the damage went on him, right?
No,
Oh jeez.
you don't have him targeted.
That's why he's laughing at you, Douglan. You
That
just
makes sense.
clobbered his shadow really well.
Okay, so now I'll do the damage. Is he targeted? Yes.
Yes.
All right. Here we go. No, it didn't do the divine smite again. Good lord.
I think because you had to reapply the divine smite and you didn't.
I thought I clicked it. Anyway. Good lord. Does that work?
Can I give him some of that damage back that you just keep rolling there?
No,
I thought I wasn't targeting him.
no, you've only hit him for 6 damage. He actually never took the 7 original.
Okay. And then I was going to divine smite, which is another 1d8. So, can I do that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, it didn't work before because you had the wrong divine smite on there because the one that you put on before was 2d8. I don't know. I think, right?
Yeah, 2 of them on there now, so you might want to get rid of one.
Oh, good lord.
You remember how to play DD?
What is this game again? Let's take it all off. and try
Start
again.
over.
As
Did
he
you try
takes-
turning it off and back on again?
That's what I
It
did.
fixes everything, doesn't it?
You know what? He's not meant to be divine smited the second time. I passed my turn. I give up. I quit.
Okay, I
I'm
will do
done.
my readied action then.
All right.
I cast Dissonant Whispers as Nightingale spews out some really nasty bad words at him. He may have even said
Poop.
the S word.
Poop bum.
Belly.
And not nice.
Ooh. Succeeded.
Voice.
Succeeded.
You-
So
you-
he doesn't run away, but he only takes half damage.
Yes.
Well, he's going to kill Anton now. You're in trouble.
That's all right.
He lied to you.
Yeah.
He
In-laws.
lied to you. I mean, really?
That's the end of mine.
All right.
Ready to action.
Corvus,
If I move here, can I get a shot off at him?
you may. Who are you shooting at?
I'm gonna shoot at
Dark
guy
Cloak
holding
Man?
the Anton.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm gonna use my bonus action to turn on Hunter's Mark.
By the way, Douglan completely ignored the gigantic cat behind him.
And the 2 little
You're
ones.
not gonna miss it when it flies past.
I
you know?
missed.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
We are not lethal.
All right.
We're
You
dropping the ball on this one, gentlemen.
you pound an arrow into the ground at his feet.
That was
Corvus.
a warning shot.
Good recovery.
All right. Anton is just gonna not move since he doesn't want his throat slit. Brash.
Brash is not happy. He's going to rage. Yep. He is going to leap over to the guy. He's just, yeah, this guy's had it. And this should be fun.
Douglan sees a feral cat come out of the corner of his eye.
It comes out from behind the lion.
Yep.
Yeah, this is Wild Kingdom going on here.
Cool.
Yeah.
And slashes with his arm, with one hand coming up to push the knife away from the guy's throat, just on principle, but probably not concentrating too much on it, more like digging my claws in.
All right. You
Dig,
slash into him. I'm going to. Where are we here? All right, our dark robed man. What are you gonna do, dark robed man?
Oh, by the way, the wizard, if he has anything, gets a attack on me.
Indeed, he does. Thank you for that.
But only if he's got a weapon.
Well, he could have specialized in spell sniping or something. We don't know.
He didn't. He doesn't really have anything to attack you with. He could reach out and give you a bad kitty.
That's my tail.
Grab a handful of hair.
Hit you backwards.
Oh.
All right. He is going to use his burning hands upon the much larger cat that has entered the fray. Success. Fully saves. against the-
We're on Dark Man. We're Dark Robe Man 1, which is with me, not next to the big cat.
Is he too
or-
far away?
Well, if it's burning hands, it goes through both of us. Actually, all three of us.
It's the you
No,
guys are
it's
thinking
dark-
of the wrong different.
Dark
Oh,
Robe
wrong
Man
one?
next to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see the
Oh,
little
there's
blue
two
Two
arrows.
of them. Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
Dark
never mind.
Robe Man is mostly obstructed by the gigantic cat that has appeared on the scene.
Can I absorb elements while in a form? Is that one of the ones that I can still cast? I don't know.
It's a reaction. I think it's still casting though.
What are the requirements to cast it? Is it verbal and somatic?
No, it's a reaction, so it's nothing. But it's also casting, which I don't think you can do in wild shape.
I don't think you can cast in the wild shape form. Somebody can double check that, but we'll move along.
Yeah, just
You're
keep
not gonna
going.
die
I'll,
from this
I'll check
anyway.
it.
Yeah, I don't think you can cast. I don't know about a reaction though. I know if it has like somatic or verbal or whatever, usually you can't do those parts of the spell. All right.
So you have to be 18th level to cast spells as wild shape.
Okay,
Yep.
so it can be done, but not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
All right.
Couple
Dark
weeks.
Robe Man reaches out to the big cat and grabs onto it, inflicting his burning hands upon the cat because it seems to have worked so well for him so far. Aranon. I wonder what Aranon thinks when its master turns into a bigger cat than it is.
He likes
Subservient.
me. She likes me. Right.
Yeah,
She's
I'm pretty sure
gonna-
that tile's the same size as that ancient blue dragon we fought.
She's gonna bite this guy again. How dare he attack?
Oh.
Actually, I
Hairs
have
in.
advantage, so I'm gonna roll again just in case I crit.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
nicely done.
Just in
Nicely
case.
done. Just in case.
Nice.
In addition to
Knockout blow.
standard critical hit damage, you knock the target unconscious.
Oh.
I got a feeling you're probably going to knock him further than unconscious. Yeah,
Yeah.
look at that.
Dead.
So she sinks her teeth into his neck, rips it out.
He's done. All right, Mithras. Are you
Wait,
sorry? Are you moving
yeah.
at all? Yeah.
I don't even know if I can. Oh, there we go. Okay. And I guess she's gonna run over here.
God,
No, no,
Douglan,
no.
the cat's going for Anton.
I didn't mean to click that. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, and that's
All
it.
right.
So Mithras can use his help action to give somebody advantage. Can he use it to give an enemy disadvantage?
I don't think so.
No,
Grab-
the help
grab-
action-
Grab
You
the
can-
knife hand and hold it.
the help action can only give allies advantage.
Advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can do it where and the first person who hits him will have advantage, or you can give advantage specifically to one of your allies.
He's going to fly over here and give the next person to attack advantage.
Our dark cloaked man slits Anton's throat.
Oh, poopy.
You shouldn't have lied, you bastard.
There's a typical son-in-law response to
Yep.
the situation. You shouldn't have lied. It's all on you.
So much for the wine.
Ah, come on, he ain't dead yet.
This is true.
All right. Anton is unconscious. And that takes us to Allanon.
That's a lot.
That's a shillelagh lion.
So unconscious is in
Or
he
tiger,
is
I
dying
guess.
or just unconscious?
Anton?
Yeah.
Unconscious as he is dying, not dead.
She is going to jump down, or well, really she's going to leap from where she's standing and pounce on this guy. So we do this one first.
I'll be
That's a lot.
fine.
Did he have a range of 10 you can fight past?
No, we're working on it. And then he has to make his save.
I don't understand what's happening.
Failed.
Cats can do a pounce attack. They
Yeah.
jump on the
Oh,
target
okay.
and
You
knock
just
them
didn't
prone.
physically move your token, right?
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Alright, so
Yeah.
then that knocks him prone, and I get to make a bite attack against him. I don't know if it automatically hits, though.
I think you still have to roll
I'll
an
just,
attack.
yeah, I'll make the attack. But I get advantage, it seems.
Yeah.
Well, he's
But I
prone.
missed anyway.
My goodness.
I'm gonna put myself up here, but I'm on top of him.
Yep. That works.
Oh, I'm getting short of breath now.
Nightingale, you have just seen several large cats tearing into this man.
Ugh. Well,
And Anton's bleeding out from the throat.
yeah.
And Anton's bleeding out.
And the guy's flattened.
And he's on the ground underneath a tiger.
Nightingale shall run and do a diving roll over everybody to land here. Because I'm higher than all of them. So I
I
will
have a
jump,
lot of room to run.
just running to the edge and jumping.
Just jump off the
He
gigantic
backs up
cat.
and then runs.
Sure. Just give me an acrobatics check to make sure you land
That's what I was hoping for.
on something other than your...
Do I get an
Head.
instinctive swat at it as it goes over my head?
Yeah, exactly. You can't
As the
help
bells go over, all three cats go.
Yes.
That's my reaction, taking out a bell.
You land on your feet on the other side.
How close am I to Anton?
He's so you're kind of up on the hill. We'll say it's about 5 feet high, right where you are. He's sort of crumpled onto the ground now, bleeding out below you.
I will slide down onto him and do a spare the dying
Okay.
cantrip. Place my hand on him and quickly mumble a prayer for the gods to leave Anton on the land of the living and take that robed man instead.
Is it the sacred prayer of "Don't you die, you old goat"?
But with a few more hallelujahs in there. You're not going anywhere, Anton. And that's the end of Nightingale's turn.
Anton is stabilized, although unconscious.
Now this poor cloaked man's in the death circle.
I
Douglas?
assume I have. Well, yeah, I still have my vow going on here. So, thank you, Nightingale. You saved me wasting spell on that jackass. But you, dark cloaked man, what's the mechanics of a gigantic cat on top of a?
He's prone.
He's just prone, so you get advantage.
and,
You can still hit him.
partially obscured.
Okay.
Partial
I mean, I
cover.
have my Vow of Enmity, which is full minute of advantage. So just roll with advantage, or how does it work?
Let's see what. Yeah,
It'd be
we'll say they
advantage
all
and-
cancel out. Because one of each you have. You have an advantage and a disadvantage.
Okay.
They don't
Doug,
really.
wouldn't he have 2 advantages?
Yeah, he's prone, so he
he's
would
prone,
get
so
Yes,
that
but-
would be advantage.
With melee,
Okay,
it's
what is the disadvantage?
Okay.
no
Partially
obscured. He
obscured.
said. He
Oh,
said
he's
he did
obscured.
Just the
obscured.
huge
That's
cat
why
on
he's
top of him.
disadvantage.
Yeah, so then
Okay.
be even.
So just roll
Yeah.
normal to hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't matter how many advantages versus how many disadvantages you have. They all just are one.
Cancel each other
so
out.
They,
Yeah.
they cancel each other out.
Alrighty.
There
You
goes
can
my
whack at a
Sorry.
foot. There's a foot out there somewhere. You can.
Jesus. I don't know why.
Because you may have taken off your vow, but he's still prone, so
Okay. So
there's
should
no
I-
way. There's no. You have to roll with disadvantage,
Okay. Let's try that.
and
again.
it should cancel it out.
There you go. Miss, and I'll come back around.
You smash your halberd between his feet.
I hit disadvantage. I swear to God. But it rolled the true disadvantage, so I don't even
Interesting.
know what I'm rolling anymore.
Dropped an 18. The trick is which was first.
Well, I should be rolling a normal 20-sided die, not advantage or disadvantage. I
Yep.
clicked disadvantage, it truly rolled disadvantage. Let me try rolling again. Hopefully it's just one die. Nope.
Nope.
I don't know why it's doing that.
Oh, now you got a 1.
Alright, just roll a d20 normally. And then we can add 5 to it.
11.
11.
I hope it misses. I truly do.
He's probably got a higher than 11 AC, I would say.
Yeah, now you're making me look for that.
Even if he has a dexterity of a +1, he has an 11 AC.
He's prone though.
Oh,
I
that's
don't
true.
think that does anything.
That,
to
yeah, that
AC,
doesn't
though.
do anything for your
It
AC.
just-
Yeah, he's got a 15 AC, so that misses.
Okay. Good.
Nice try,
Douglan's
Douglan. Nice
Seeing
try.
cats all over the place. He doesn't know what
Oh
the hell
yeah,
he's doing.
this has been a tough day already. for
Douglan literally takes a knee. He just takes a knee. He's just gonna watch the rest of the fight.
Corvus,
So
you're
do I have a
watching
shot?
Douglan flail about with his halberd.
Do I have a shot at this guy or no?
Maybe he's just behind cover as opposed to the other. Maybe those mechanics would work.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say you have a shot at him, but just like before, give yourself disadvantage against the advantage because of the cover, or because of prone,
And it rolled disadvantage anyway. So should I just roll a d20 and see what it does?
Yep. Let's just do that. I'm not sure why that's not working. They should cancel each other out. But... what's your plus there? 8?
Is +8.
No, that would be a 13.
Yeah.
That misses. It's the luckiest cat-covered man.
Yeah, this is
Ever.
And I'm not grappling him, so he can stand up on his turn.
Okay.
Yeah, but does he really want to?
Yeah,
Not
he's,
sure.
he's underneath a tiger for cover.
Anton is unconscious. Brash.
Yay.
Sounds like Brash.
Yeah. I guess I'll just roll a d20 and see what happens. And it's a +3, I believe. So 14.
15 would hit.
Okay, then we will manually sneak attack him because I think there's an ally within 5 feet.
There may be one
There's
or two.
there's a couple.
Yep.
Can you get double sneak attack?
And I'll swipe with my other claws. Well, 13, 14, so 15 hit? Or is that the same as it was before?
That's a fit. You got 2 attacks,
Yes.
then that would have hit too.
That would hit too?
Plus
Okay,
3 is 15. He has a 15 AC. You hit him.
So another 3. And I'm growling at him, and it's not it's the underneath the other cat grabbing him and shredding him, and I'm actually pulling his skin off with my claws.
Gross.
That's me.
I'm getting out of there.
Yeah.
Just in case I look like a hooded figure.
You're gonna slide back.
Yeah. Anton, safe. I'm out of here.
Aranon.
Anton's gonna run back here. And if he stands up, she's gonna pounce on him.
Okay.
And that's her turn.
Mithras.
He's going to do the same thing. Next person to attack gets advantage.
All right.
The visual there is good. Big tiger, little guy, bird coming in underneath and distracting him.
That's a brave bird.
All right. Our guy is under there, and he drops the dagger, and he's, please stop! Don't kill me!
You better start talking quick.
Allanon, the eye of the tiger.
And I try to hold my pole arm over him, but I miss. And I hit the dirt.
Ah.
All right, so she's gonna shift back and look down at him and go, "You really should have thought of that before you did what you shouldn't have." And then she's gonna hit him with the stick. To knock
She's
him out.
5. She's 5.
Is this
foot tall
a
now, right?
non-lethal attack?
Yeah,
Allanon?
non-lethal attack.
Okay.
But she's not. She's 3 feet tall.
Oh, 3 foot. So it went from this huge lion to
well,
this 3 foot.
she's almost 3 feet tall.
To the other 3, this is increasingly puzzling.
But she's gonna miss anyway.
Douglan kind of nods.
She's gonna slam it into the ground next to his head, and just
Again,
stare at
another
him.
warning shot.
You're not mine to kill. And that's her turn.
Nightingale.
So this robed figure is disarmed himself. He's not armed.
He threw the dagger. He's lying on the ground, but he's got his hands above his head. He has fully surrendered.
Nightingale will. Do I even have? Oh, it's on Peaches. Damn it, Peaches! You got all my rope. Nightingale will, since he's unarmed himself, will hop on this guy's back and hold his hands behind his back, so he can't do anything fancy, wizardry kind of things.
Wizardry.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a 3.
Allanon, I'm just going to move you over here. We know you're on top of him. Nightingale, you in there somewhere?
I'm underneath Anton.
We're all on top of each other. We're great friends.
We don't judge. All right. So I'm just going to put you there. You're sort of standing in that doorway. Nightingale holding his hands down on the ground.
And I'll say, "What's your business with Anton? Speak quickly or I'll feed you to the feral cats in this vineyard."
All right. Since he's subdued, I'm going to move us out of combat here.
Well, before you do that, when it gets to my
Oh, that's
turn.
okay.
I'm
We'll
killing him.
We'll still go through the combat tracker.
Yeah.
He says, I can't tell you anything or they'll kill me.
You think we are going to do?
Is that it for you, Nightingale?
Yep.
Douglan?
What makes you think you're going to live past the next moment if you don't start talking now? And I kind of look over at this ravaging cat to my right and look back down. I think this one wants a piece of you, and he won't take no for an answer. You best talk while you can.
Or does the cat got your tongue?
It had to be said.
If you hear that,
All right, did you say that out loud?
Douglan
said
throws
that out
a
loud.
javelin at Nightingale.
All
But
right.
it misses,
Cor-
of course.
If you said
Corvus?
that out loud, then Allanon's gonna say that's not the only thing he's gonna get.
Corvus.
Yeah, I just basically say what I just said a second ago. What do you think we'll do to you in mere moments if you do not tell us?
Anton is unconscious. Brash.
Brash is raging. It's Brash. And we continue to take his skin off on either side. And we no longer have disadvantage, so that's cool.
Will
That's
you
a hit,
connect?
right? Yep.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. He'll be fine.
That's my turn. I'm growling.
All right. Aranon.
Alright, Aranon is gonna come up next to Brash and kind of butt her head against him, try to get his attention, purr soothingly, trying to get him to calm down. And that's all she's gonna do.
Mithras.
He just flies up and
Peck his eyes out, Mithras. Peck his eyes out.
If I was that bird right now with the amount of cats that were down there,
going straight up in the
I'd
air.
be gaining altitude.
Yep.
All right. We come back around to our dark cloaked man, and he's just screaming, "Stop that thing, and I'll tell you anything you want!" Allanon.
As the bells are ringing. Alright, Allanon's gonna stand up with both feet on top of this guy's prone body so that she's face to face with Brash, kind of take his head in her hands and go, "It's okay. We need to talk to him. We need to get information from him. Then you can have him." And kind of pet behind his ears.
Did you say that in a language that the guy can understand?
Does he speak Sylvian? Sylvian? Whatever
Sylvan?
the nature languages.
Sylvan? I don't think that Brash does. You still just speak the two?
I don't know what he ended up speaking. Well, I'll just say it.
Yeah,
common.
it's just the two. So common's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. That's it for you. Nightingale.
I almost feel an accomplice to this whole massacre that's going on.
Well, I can tell you Corvus is not comfortable with it.
I will ask him who sent him. Who sent you? What is your business with Anton?
I can only let him speak on his turn as you're asking him questions. Douglan?
Douglan is gonna kind of put his halberd and walk over and kind of pull Anton away a little bit, not softly.
Whacking his head on some rocks
Yeah,
as he
just
goes
kinda-
by.
I'm just gonna kind of drag him. If I have a few feet, if you could drag him where Douglan is right now, just to kind of get him out of the way there of those cats that, well, a couple are calming down a little bit, and the little girl there.
right.
And then I'm going to give him one lay on hands 1.
Okay. He has 1 hit point and is regaining consciousness. That's it for you, Douglan.
Yes, sir.
Corvus.
I am going to hop down. I'm assuming it's not that big of a drop down there.
Probably not for you.
About 5 feet for where you are. You can pop down there.
Hop down, slip down, and I actually want to interject myself in between the dark cloaked man and Brash. I will not let you murder a helpless man.
Is that it for you, Corvus?
That's it.
All right. Anton is starting to come conscious, and he just kind of instinctively grabs his throat where it had been cut, and he's looking up at Douglan, sort of pulling his wits together, trying to figure out what's just happened.
You're all right.
Brash shakes his head out of shakes his out of her grip, goes up and looks at Corvus with a snarl, and then spins around and leaps up on the cliff and sort of circles off, growling. And that's it for the rage. And that's my turn. But you got a good growl in your face for that little statement.
You mean at my knees?
Allanon.
He's gonna growl at Corvus. And
Making friends again, Corvus.
Hey, why am I the bad guy here? The guy tried to murder somebody that surrendered.
After almost killing my anyway, it's all good.
All right, Mithras. I will just assume you're still circling up there.
Circling.
Yeah. All right, the dark cloaked man. He turned. Sorry, someone asked a question and I've forgotten what it was. What was the last question asked?
I asked him what he was doing here and why did he want Anton.
Yes. He looks over to where, sort of puts his head up a bit and looks over to where the dark robed wizard was, and he says, "That one came and hired me for it. I was told to kill the old man."
You'll have to do better than that if you don't want me to feed you to the kitty cats.
I growl loudly.
What else do you want to know? Since I think everyone's done with wanting to kill him for the moment, I'll stop advancing the combat tracker until we get through any dialogue.
I will circle around to the mage and start sort of tearing him apart slowly like a cat does.
Okay.
Allanon's gonna put her boot.
You're tearing him apart?
Yeah, like a cat does with his dead prey.
Isn't the guy just unconscious?
No,
He's dead.
There's another unconscious one.
There's the dark
mage.
Cloaked man and the dark robed man. The mage is who he's after.
So number 19 is unconscious. I was non-lethal.
Yes. That was a non-lethal blow. I was going to mention that later.
Yeah. I'm just going to say, Corvus, go check out the other guy. I just knocked him out. I'm going to attend to Anton for a moment.
Before Corvus walks away, if he does, Allanon's going to put her boot on this guy's throat that she's standing on, look up at Corvus, and go, "He's far from innocent," and kind of press down a little bit with her foot.
I did not say he was innocent. I said he surrendered, and I will not allow him to be murdered now that he is. I will not leave, because I do not think that if I do, this man is safe.
He deserves it.
then the
Okay.
authorities will decide that.
Anton
They
is
will
going to
not
stand
allow
up.
you to be judge, jury, and executioner.
Sorry, Douglan's going to stand up and say, enough of this shite. Somebody start talking. You, wee lass with the red hair. What do you have with this man?
He's a murderer and a torturer, and generally, she's gonna like grind her boot on his throat a little bit. A general piece of human garbage.
I gather, but you're on my land. I need some answers right now, please.
I think that covers it. He's a murderer, a torturer, and a piece of human garbage.
What did he do?
It's not my story to tell.
Then why should we take your word for it? So far, I look at you as a murderer and a torturer yourself.
You've
Attempted
killed
murder.
way more people than me. She looks up at him.
Corvus, it's all right. I know
No,
what you're
it is
trying to
not
do.
all right.
I know what you're trying to do. Can you get your friend over here, the one with the anger problems? Have him tell us his story, please.
I don't think anybody you would realize that he's not just a
He's
cat.
a cat. He's just a cat.
It's just a cat.
Will you talk to him?
Well, she talked to both of them.
Yes.
I know, but you were talking to him. So that I asked Allanon to talk to him again to bring him over here. You obviously can talk to him. Or no?
Well, no more than anybody would talk to their pets. The pets don't talk back.
Okay.
He did demonstrate some sort of intelligence by calming down and walking away, though.
Well, both of them did.
Yeah.
Both of them did,
So-
yes.
Okay.
So that would indicate to us that she has a way of at least commanding them.
She
Yeah,
also
she-
turned into a cat. So
Yes.
I'm going to assume there is some line of communication, if I may.
All right. Well,
Um,
she'll step off the man for now.
Definitely
He's
seems
not
to have
going
some
anywhere.
connection to the cats, having become one herself.
Yes. So why don't
Jumps
we all
off.
take a beat here, okay? The man's not going anywhere, but we all need some answers.
Nightingale is just there holding the hands going, oh God, this is awkward.
So,
All right, well, Allanon will hop down off of him.
Okay.
Allanon. Go
You'll
ahead.
all have to excuse me for a moment.
Yes.
Corvus has a point. This man has given himself up, and we're not in the habit of murdering hostages.
Yourself?
And seeing as we're after information, it's hard to get it from a dead man. So, what do you know about him, cat lady?
I've followed him halfway across the world to make him pay for his crimes.
And you have...
There's not a whole lot of people who run around murdering children.
Ooh.
And she's, I guess she's staring up at you guys, but she's definitely staring you guys down.
Metaphorically staring you down as she looks up at you.
Okay. Why don't we start over? My name is Douglan McCain. You're on my land, and I understand this piece of shite that you're standing on is a murderer, but he also just attacked my father-in-law. So again, will you please give us some answers, whether it's you or your cats? Somebody start speaking.
What do you want to know?
I think we've asked several times. Can you communicate with your friend there? You said it's not your story to tell, but this one you say you can't speak or it doesn't speak. Someone, please. You say murdered children. Why is he here?
Oh,
We don't
why
know
he's
any of
here.
these.
I don't care why he's here. I'm just here to make him pay.
Nightingale will ask this guy where he met this mage that hired him. Before these people bicker you to death, how about you answer my questions?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, what? I asked you where you met this mage that hired you.
You can see they're all wearing half masks, so you can just see their face from their nose down. You can see just from the way he tightens up his face that it's difficult for him to say what he's about to say, but he says, "Well, he's one of us."
What does that mean? What is one of us?
He's a member of our organization.
You being
Allanon's
cryptic.
gonna perk up at this and ask him what organization.
And if you answer, we're just a group of people that hang out, I'm going to let the cat eat your throat.
He's, you can just see from the tension in his body and his face that he's wrestling internally with giving you any more information. But he finally says, "The Dooms. We're members of the Dooms."
Right?
Is that-
Yeah,
you didn't think that was-
Douglan perks up.
While this goes on, I'm going to go through this bush and just sort of, be listening to what's going on, laying at the top of the cliff line here, stealthily, so no one knows that I stopped doing what I was doing.
Can I search this guy, Colin, since he's apprehended for anything of interest?
Aren't you currently the one apprehending him?
Yeah.
And there's a redheaded little lady on top.
Yeah.
No, she
she
jumped down. She's
Yeah,
standing
she
next to him
jumped off
now.
to the side.
Oh, okay.
There's
In order
also
to
blood
Actually, you know
defuse
what
the
I'll do?
situation. She's not entirely sure that she could take Corvus.
I'll move you right to
But
there.
maybe.
While I'm questioning him, does he have like a pouch, any type of belongings that I might be able to glean
He's
anything
wearing
from?
fairly standard clothing. This cloak, this large dark cloak that he's wearing with the big hood. You wouldn't call it a standard cloak. The hood is quite a bit larger. The cloak is quite a bit closer to the ground than a normal traveling cloak would be. He still has on his belt a scimitar, had a dagger which he dropped. The only thing you find, he's wearing a vest, and in the breast pocket of his vest, there is a coin.
Anything distinguishing about this coin that would make it seem out of the ordinary?
The coin looks like so. It has a sort of a coiled snake on one side and just a headshot, shall we say, of some fellow on the other side. The coin is not familiar. He is definitely uncomfortable with the fact that you have found it.
What's your name?
My name is Duran. When he says his name, Anton perks up and looks towards him and says, "Duran Whitfield?"
Anton, you seem to know this man. You mind enlightening us a little?
If Anton could look any more pale than he already does from just having survived getting his throat slit, he now looks even more pale, and he says, "My goodness, I've known this man since I was a kid."
Well, it would.
Egan and you did not get along.
We've been friends. Our whole family have been friends. Duran, what is this all about?
Before he can answer, Allanon's gonna turn to sorry, what's his name again?
Which one are you
Duran
talking about?
Whitfield.
The guy who got his throat slit.
Anton.
Anton.
Alright, so she's gonna turn and kind of stalk towards Anton and ask if have you ever occasioned into the wilds?
Myself? No, I've never been to the wilds. I've heard much about it, though, but no, I've never been to the wilds myself. And I'm sorry, you are?
It's a good question, Anton.
Mm-hmm.
Cat lady, who are you?
She's forgotten.
She kind of stops for a second as though she's considering, and then replies, Princess Allanon.
My goodness, a princess? Well, I think there's quite a story there when the time permits, but I think we should understand what Duran is doing here.
Indeed.
That he was hired to kill you.
I heard.
Douglan, do you want to search that mage, see if you can find anything on him that might give us a bit of a hint of what's going on?
I'm kind of a little nervous about these cats and their friend, Princess Allanon, not being very forthcoming. So I'm going to hang by Anton for a moment, if you don't mind.
Allanon's going to turn and kind of look you up and down and go, as long as you haven't skinned any children, you'll be safe from us.
Oh, okay.
Goodness, you're a
I see.
frightening little creature, skinning babies and talk of that sort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that you guys are close to her, you can see that all up and down her arms there are scars that have black ink embedded in them, and they kind of look like they were carved into her skin.
Mm-hmm. Well, if I may, Princess Allanon, you see enemies where there are none. I don't think to know what you've been through, but you'll find no enemies here if you don't go looking for it. This is my father-in-law. This is our lands. So again, please take a step back. We will get to the bottom of this, but he has information that we need to know. So I'd kindly ask you to take it easy. And again, I'll ask, can your friend talk or not?
As far as you know,
Right.
it's just a cat.
It's just a cat.
Well,
But
again,
out of character, it's just a cat. He's never been more than a cat.
but again, there was communication. Anyway, okay, I'll let it go. We'll move on.
Yeah, please do, okay, Douglan? Please do.
Egan, you have a pet?
Brash will start cleaning himself and getting rid of the blood.
Yeah, I do. But I also can't turn into that pet like Princess Allanon.
Okay,
So-
I see. I understand the angle you're coming from. One
Yeah.
of them turned from a person to a cat.
Yeah, and
Are they
and
all
Douglan,
As far as
People
we
as
know,
cats.
they could all do it.
and
they could all
Douglan
be
has an
people as
8
cats.
intelligence. I might remind everybody. Okay.
Wait, hold on, just out of character. Are any of us particularly intelligent?
Yes.
Okay. good.
Nightingale's
We need one
Nightingale's-
person.
I get where you're coming from now, Douglan. I mean, one of them went from a person to a cat to a person.
Mm-hmm.
I can see how you would logically wonder if they all aren't maybe people as cats.
And also, I was told it's not her story to tell.
Yes.
So
Yep, I'm with
I
you.
know the 8
Okay.
intelligence doesn't get me very far, but it got me that far. So,
Okay.
but since we are obviously not going to be talking to Brash, I will leave it alone, and I'll go back to Anton and say, Anton, tell us what happened here. Were there any others, or just these lads that we've taken care of?
Douglan, I can't be certain how many there were, but I can tell you that when I left you, I went to make preparations for dinner, and I remembered that I'd left my bag out here. As I came out, these men came running from the vineyards and chased me a fair distance. And as you can see, they caught me. They dragged me over here, and this one started asking me questions about the Gith Yankee.
Sorry, when he says this one, which one is this one?
He
Duran.
points towards Duran.
Okay. Anton, hold it right there, okay? Let's not speak of these things in front of these 3 strangers that aren't very forthcoming to us as well, okay? We'll talk about that later. I've got some answers for you. In the meantime, we got to deal with this. Corvus, looks like they're not going to kill this guy. Do you want to check the other lad that's unconscious over there? Maybe we can get some more answers.
Douglan, I'll go talk to him.
All
I'd
right.
rather the big man stay here. That little one seems feisty.
Yes.
Nightingale will scramble up the cliff and head to that guy to check him out, make sure he's still breathing.
He is still breathing unconscious, slowly bleeding out from his injuries, but still alive at this point, just unconscious.
Then I will lay a spare the dying on him.
All right. He is stabilized. His mama's so happy.
I will... does he have like a belt or anything on him that I could use to tie his hands behind his back?
No. Very simple dress. You get the feeling that they've dressed down, minimizing possessions, anything that, they're all dressed very similar in these plain clothes, big dark cloaks and their masks.
Nightingale will run back up to the edge and be like, Princess Allanon, can you explain why you are here? You said you're after this man, but can we have a bit more elaboration as to why the man you're after is the man we're after, if you know what I'm getting at?
She'll consider for a moment and then kind of look down in disgust at him and go, they came into the wilds, a whole group of them, slaughtered an entire tribe, skinned them alive, and took their skins and left.
May I ask a tribe of people?
Yeah, people.
Dear Lord. Why would they want the skins?
Why don't we ask him? Is this true what she says? I'm asking that to
Duran.
Duran.
Yeah.
Yes, it is true.
Why would you do such a thing?
My ears prick up.
Their furs are important to our cause.
What causes that?
Excuse me. Generally, Corvus people don't have furs. I'm confused. You said a tribe of people that have furs. Am I missing something?
There are many kinds of people. She kind of looks up at you, looks up at Corvus, looks around. None of us are the same.
Fair enough, but none of us have fur.
She kind of looks at you like you're dumb. Some of us do.
She had fur mere moments ago.
That is true, Corvus. I'll just keep my mouth shut.
Why? What is your cause?
You must know of the dooms, big man.
Do I know of the dooms?
You do.
You do.
You do.
Everybody knows of the
Sorry,
dooms.
I must have missed that.
They're just
Wait,
out of
do we-
character. They're teaming up with the Githyanki.
It's Yankee. I knew. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
kinda
they're the opposition of the Vanguard.
of the Vanguard. Yeah.
Okay.
Seer
yeah,
Yanel and everything.
Yeah, now I remember.
Yeah, Corvus, the Vanguard were formed in opposition of the Dooms. The Dooms, basically since the first gathering, when the rifts open, have been trying to figure out how to create and control the rifts, so that
Yeah. No, I remember.
basically,
I just
yeah.
had to be
A second.
reminded is all.
Took a second.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have an 8 intelligence too. Back off.
Oh my god, I'm smarter than you guys.
Yeah, there could be smart cats.
I have a high wisdom, though.
Me too.
Well, gone.
He knows
There's no
he's
more.
not smart.
Yep.
All right.
Self-aware.
Go over there. Go to sleep.
So what will you do with me?
Well, turn you into the authorities, I'd assume.
I'm sure someone from the Vanguard would be very interested in questioning a Doom. Perhaps
Do
in
as you
Evandor?
will. I'm dead already.
Oh, but you've already said so much to us. And, Nightingale's kind of yelling over to them. He'll be searching the dark-robed man, not the dark-cloaked man.
Allanon's gonna look down at the guy when he says that he's dead already and say he surely will be if you don't tell me where the rest are.
Ooh, rest.
Whom do you look for?
The rest who did the skinning.
Does the silence actually go on this long?
Yes.
He'll jump down over the barrels and sort of prowl back and forth in front of him.
Keep that thing away from me. The others involved, they're in Allanon.
Do I know where that is?
You guys don't. No. You're new to the protected lands, so.
Okay.
And I would assume the two of you have been staying away from people as much as possible while you've been moving through the protected lands. So.
Yeah. I get along with
That will perk Nightingale's ears up, though.
Yes. The the other three do know where Allanon are. Where Allanon is, the kingdom of Allanon.
Do I find anything of interest, Colin, on the dark-robed man?
No, the dark robe man has nothing on him.
I'll make sure I check for tattoos, anything. Nothing, eh? Okay.
Nope.
Tattoo was eaten by the cat.
It's got no skin left. This is gross.
You don't find anything. Again, like the others, they have sort of purposely carried nothing that might identify them.
Other than this coin.
Yeah.
The
coin.
Nightingale will kind of
Duran had.
walk back to. He's still kind of up on the higher part, looking down at them all. He'll be like, "So you're telling us that the Doom have a stronghold in Allanon? Where?"
I do not know myself. I do not lie. I've never been told. I have never been there.
Oh, I trust you're telling the truth. It'd be silly for you not to. What is this coin? I noticed when I pulled it from your pocket, you seemed a little upset.
My family has a long history with the Dooms. It's belong to others in my family.
Well, it would seem that tradition ends today. Anton, it would seem the Dooms have been watching Tianchal Winery for some time.
Douglan, I'm not sure what I can say anymore, man. You have me confused.
Well, all I'm saying is we don't know who these three are. They obviously are really pissed off at this thing here. That's skinning.
Well,
Of
Douglan,
course.
I would like to point out that neither of the cats nor the angry little one has done anything to us, when clearly she had the upper hand a few times.
I understand. But wasn't it you who scolded me for telling all our plans to everybody?
Yes. Yes, it was.
Very well. Well, have at it. Speak out. I care not. I grow weary of this entire exchange.
Oh, for the love of God, Douglan. What did my daughter ever marry you?
He gets the dagger that stabbed him, and
I look, I look at Nightingale. Weren't they hugging each other yesterday? Not to understand you people.
yeah. So Douglan is going to stand up, and he is going to walk back to his house. He's done. He's so
Anton.
frustrated. He is so frustrated with this. And I look over at the wee princess, say, "Do what you want with that one," and keeps walking.
Anton, are there local authorities of some kind nearby that we could send to take this man in?
The closest authorities would be in the city of Evandor. It's a good hours away, but we can definitely tie this one up for the night, I would imagine, and take care of him in the morning.
I could take care of him now.
We could take care of him now, but then we'd be no better than they are.
Yes.
An
Princess-
eye for an eye.
Princess
I will
Allanon, I understand your passion for ending this one's life, but we cannot take the life of a man who has been so forthcoming in information and given up. He's no threat any longer to you, those people with fur.
Tell me, do you have children? Do you have a mother?
I'm here, of course I have a mother.
If I skinned your mother and left her corpse rotting on your front porch and then threw down my blade in front of you, would you turn me over to the authorities?
Sometimes death is an easy escape, child. Would you not get more pleasure from this man rotting in prison the rest of his days?
The pleasure is not mine. And I'll kind of glance down at Brash.
I pull out I got rope, so I pull it out of my bag and I start tying this guy up very securely
Okay.
and toss him over my shoulder. Your vengeance is not my interest, little one.
All
And
you
I start
big men are
walking.
the same.
I start walking towards the
And
where Douglan went.
Anton,
Yeah.
Anton walks over to Princess Allanon and he says, "Young lady, maybe we should all head back to the winery and we can talk further. You can bring your cats with you. And do you have a place to stay for the night? Are you hungry? There would seem we are allies whether we realize it or not. We have found a common enemy in this man that I once called a friend. Maybe we should discuss this further back at the winery. Would you be agreeable to that?"
So kind of look at Brash, look at sorry, Aranon.
Boring you.
Sorry. So look at Brash, look at Aranon, just kind of nod regally.
I would,
Well then,
Yes.
I appreciate your intervention, Anton. Seems Douglan's a bit frustrated with everything that's been going on. It's been a bit much for him, and Corvus, as always, is stoic and thinking. I think us all going back and taking a moment of breath will be a good idea. Corvus, we do have another person who's alive. Would you mind tying him up and dragging him along as well?
I'll do so without saying a word. Carry them both.
Anton turns back towards Nightingale and Corvus and says, Now, the bodies, I think maybe just we'll leave them out here until we're able to have the authorities look into this. I think that would be agreeable. Does everyone agree?
I'm not doing anything with them.
Yes. Okay, then. Let's head back to the winery, then.
Indeed.
Knock them down. I don't pick them back up again.
Nightingale will make sure he puts himself in between the princess and Anton. And the vicious cat things.
She'll look up. I'm not gonna pounce on him. I do have manners.
Again.
I
All right.
the first time.
You guys collect up Duran and Cloaked Man 19, as his mama named him.
I was going to say Henson Redshirt.
Nightingale will make sure he checks over the last of the bodies, he'll call him before they take off, just to make sure there's nothing else that might be of.
Yeah, you find a similar theme to where they have
Nothing of.
like they have no possessions on them whatsoever other than their weapons. They've clearly have made an effort to hide their identities as best they could. All similarly dressed with the mask, the dark cloak, fairly nondescript clothing underneath.
Would I be able to discern that based on the gear they're carrying, they probably haven't come from a far distance? That'd be a safe.
They would not be able to spend a night in the outdoors unless they had materials or anything hidden away, but
okay.
Well, yeah, they likely did not spend the night in the outdoors by the look of any of them.
Corvus, if you will lead the way with the hostages is such a dirty word. The captives.
The refuse.
Or the refuse, as the young woman would say. Anton, Duran Whitfield was your friend. That means he must have a residence nearby. That's correct?
Indeed. The Whitfield family owns an orchard about a half an hour up the road from here. My God, I've known him since we were children.
Deception is a thing that steals all trust from people. I know. I was a master at it at one time.
All right, the group, you drag your captives back to the winery. You have the two of them tied up outside of the cottage. And I'm going to make a bit of an assumption that the cats would remain outside while Princess Allanon came into the cottage. The door is open. I mean, everybody is within visual range of everybody else. And you're now all standing around or sitting inside of the cottage. Anton has headed off to find food for everyone. It is pretty
Dinner
much
time?
dark out now as you arrive at the cottage.
Is it Douglan's house?
Yeah, Douglan, you're there as they all arrive.
The door's locked.
You grumpy bastard, open the door. I don't intend to eat my dinner sitting in the vineyard.
I'm just as happy to stay outside.
Yeah, you're a
If he doesn't
ranger.
open the door, I'll just...
Anton, shortly after, arrives back. He's got a large pot of stew and some bowls and spoons and all, and he brings it inside, lays it down on the table inside, and says, well, everyone help themselves. And
So we got the door open?
What's
Yes.
Yeah.
The door was locked. We got the door open?
Grumpy old man would
Okay, well-
eventually open it, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Alanon's going to ask if there's a place where she can freshen up.
Well, most certainly. Just across the way is one of
Anton.
the barn
Anton,
areas.
it's my house. I'll tell her. It's okay. Why don't you go fix the dinner?
My goodness.
He is not happy with Anton in any way, shape, or form right now. Princess, right this way. Do your companions need anything special?
They'll be
Bowl of
fine.
milk, perhaps?
Do you like milk?
Yeah, I'll look up.
Milk would be great.
All right. Anton,
Yes.
2 bowls of milk, please.
Dear
Now-
Lord.
Were they leaving the house, or is the freshen up place in the house?
No. Anton had pointed to one of the, just one of the warehouse buildings that still remained on the site, and said, you guys can go there and do your thing.
I presume both cats go with her.
Yes, I would think so too.
Well, she's away. Nightingale will walk up to Duran, since he's conscious and the other fella isn't quite yet, and be like, so am I to extrapolate? It's a big word, isn't it? I'll explain it to you later. That the Dooms are in alliance with the Githyanki?
I was not told all of the details. The man you killed, his name was Vardon. He was contacted by the Dooms, told simply that the Githyanki were interested in Anton's death. We were interested in his connection to the Githyanki.
What connection do you think he has? And I remind you that there are a few felines out there that looks at your flesh like they'd love to strip it from your body.
We have no idea what Anton's connection is to the Githyanki. That's why I was questioning him.
Well, you've really doomed your family, haven't you?
Corvus just, oh, bro.
Would Anton know if the family is still there?
What family is that? Douglan?
Duran's.
The Whitfields?
Yeah.
The Whitfields own an orchard just up the road, he said. Half an hour from Tianchar Winery.
Maybe I should go scout it.
I don't recommend going by yourself, Corvus, as much as I think you're capable of it.
I would stay hidden, observe from a distance.
Let me
Come
know
back
when an
with
appropriate
information.
amount of time has passed for me to come back.
Oh, it's appropriate. Come back, my child.
Alright.
Do Allanon,
I
do you
do
need
that when I'm
any
drinking.
time to discuss momst or did you just go off?
I don't know. Depends
take
on
a
if
moment?
Brash says anything. He doesn't say a whole lot.
You guys head over to the warehouse, and the three of you are there. Is there any discussion amongst you?
So they said that they have a purpose for the pelts, which means there's many more of them involved than just the ones that we know about.
Other guys seem to know where they are, so
This has to stop. We will have to take care of all of them.
Allanon's going to be digging in her saddlebags, pull out her clothes that she's going to change into, pull out a pair of pants, kind of hold them out to Brash.
I don't know. You think they're capable of understanding?
Did you
That-
see the big one?
Well, the little one looks weird. I still don't understand what the one uses for a hair, and why does he have a beak?
Do you mean the bird?
The one that keeps talking all the time.
Nightingale is
He
wearing
knows
his
you so
mask
well
that has
already,
been-
Nightingale.
the one who's talking all the time.
I would have thought you would find the bells interesting.
Yeah, they don't ring, but they are shiny.
She kind of holds out the pants a little farther.
If you think this won't scare them.
If they have a problem, you can always pounce on them.
I'll put the pants on and grab my backpack
You have to
and
trust
belt.
someone eventually.
Are we
Alright.
headed? Are you gonna head then back to?
Yep. I posted a picture in Discord of what I'm wearing when I come back.
What?
She's
That's
a
quite-
princess.
That's quite the outfit.
Yeah.
She is a princess.
And
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
around her kind of there's a shadowy shimmer just above like her skin.
Are those cat pelts?
Real fur?
Jeez.
Real fur?
Brash, I got some news for you, bud.
All right. For
They were honorable kills.
Yeah.
you two walk back with Aranon following along behind. They appear at the door, and much to everyone's surprise, one of the cats is now standing, much like a humanoid would.
Douglan mumbles into his whiskey. I fucking knew it. Just keep sipping. Come on in. What's your name?
Brash.
Douglan. And yours, little lady?
Allanon, Douglan.
Princess Allanon? Thought we
Princess
covered that already.
Allanon.
I wasn't listening.
No, okay.
Well, welcome to my humble abode. Perhaps,
Anton returns, having been shooed away by. Well, my goodness, I've never seen a cat do that before. And who might you be?
I'm Brash.
Yeah, you are.
indeed.
I will assume then, Brash, you are one of the hairy folk that
Mm,
Princess Allanon spoke of.
My entire village was decimated. Everyone killed, skinned alive. All the children, all the mothers, all the elders, everyone.
By that piece of shit over there.
He was one of many who were doing the skinning, which were 10 of quite a few who attacked the village. There are fewer of them now than there used to be.
Nightingale will walk over to Duran, Colin, and be like, Duran.
Duran.
Oh God, no.
Why are the Dooms after furs of these clearly intelligent beings?
As he's asking that, Brash will go out to one side of him, peer at his beak and at his hair, and then go to the other side and peer at that side as well.
Oh, I am good from both angles.
Does not have a back.
Allanon's gonna reach into her bag and pull out a knife about yay big and an ink bottle. And she's gonna take the firebolt scar on her leg that she got in this fight and start carving into her leg and dripping the ink into it.
Duran turns to Nightingale and I have told you already. I do not know what the Dooms do with the pelts.
Well, then tell me what you did with them. Where did you bring them?
They took them to Allanon. I know nothing beyond this.
Who do you report to? Who is your superior?
Vardan, the evil wizard.
Well, Bardon hired him. He was not a member of the Dooms, was he not?
He was hired by the Dooms.
I misspoke to try to confuse you. I was not hired. I was given this mission.
He is a Doom.
Who is his superior then?
Duran, perhaps if we let them know where the rest of your family lived, would that loosen your lips to tell us every fucking thing you know?
I find they talk better as their skins are being removed.
Okay. Let's
Can I
take a
start
beat there,
now?
Brash.
Oh, Brash.
Oh, Brash. Here's some milk.
Oh, I'll take the milk.
Yeah.
I'm easy.
Well, thank God we've got that in the bag.
Duran says, "You can do what you will. It will change nothing for me or my family."
It'll make me feel better.
What the Dooms wish to achieve is far bigger than me.
Do we know if he, like, the family, is it like a kid? Is it wife? Would we know that?
Wakefield?
Yeah.
Why don't you
Sure,
ask
Anton
your loving
does.
father-in-law?
Anton. Who's
Yes.
at the Whitfields Ranch?
The Whitfields.
Nightingale, perhaps you could take over for me while I go punch something else. Jockey would never forgive me if I knocked him on his ass.
I will continue, Douglan. You do as you do.
Thank you.
Princess Allanon, it would seem that, as Anton has proclaimed before, we have a common enemy. But as we have said, you will not be able to take your revenge on this one, unfortunately. But I'm sure some type of arrangement could be had. Maybe
Allanon looks at Brash to see what he thinks about this.
I'll just let him go. We can get back to him later.
I have no intention of letting him go.
Well, what are you going to charge him with?
He's a member of the Dooms.
Is that a problem for you people?
he will be put away for a long time, Brash.
Possibly. Well, I don't know. What are the laws like? Is there execution in this country, in this kingdom?
Or are the dooms illegal?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, they're basically
Okay.
like an assassin. Yeah.
And
So, if I understand
the Dooms
correct,
are hunted by the Vanguard for their
Skin.
Crimes.
domination of the world.
not
For
their skins.
you see,
Fortunately.
Not their skins.
we also skin them alive.
Oh, no problem then.
All right. Well, Allanon's gonna finish with the rune that she was making on her leg. She's gonna stand up, walk with her little knife over to the guy who's tied up, and cut a little square of his skin off. Hand it to Brash.
I won't let that happen. You'll not torture this man while he's helpless.
It's not torture.
She just
Peeling
did it to
someone's
herself.
Skin off. Holy shit!
As she looks
all
down
a
at
matter
her
of
leg,
opinion.
she looks up at him. This is what is done.
Do
Guys,
not care.
guys,
We'll have a problem.
I can't believe it. Billie Eilish has joined the party.
Yeah.
He is dishonorable. He must be marked. so all shall know.
Brash, we have connections with the Vanguard. They will take care of this. They are
You don't-
sworn enemies of the Dooms.
My child, you don't want to dirty your hands. Going down that road is a long, dark road, and you'll never come back. Trust me.
This is what is done.
Not here, it is not.
She looks up at you. She looks kind of around the room, and they call me uncivilized. Sits back down in her chair.
Got so many questions for that one, Douglan.
It sounds like there's many more of them, and you guys just let them run free. Does not sound effective.
Brash, we don't let the Doom run free. They don't.
They have a whole city, from what he said.
No, Allanon is a city of good people. But
They
with
are
the good,
innocent.
you must have bad. It's something we can't seem to get rid of.
Seems like a large problem that will need to be remedied.
Oh, we will remedy it. Don't worry about that. Most of the conflicts we've come into with the Dooms, which this was the first, is generally ended with them dying. So hopefully we can continue that trend. But once they give themselves up, we don't want to cross that line, let's just say.
You do not make much sense. It's okay to kill them, but you're not allowed to kill them.
Yes.
Perhaps, Brash, you can look at it this way. In the hands of the Vanguard, this is an asset. They can most likely get more information than we're able to through magical means. He'll never see the light of day again.
I'm not gonna
But he
kill
might
him.
give
I'm
more
just gonna
information.
brand him.
I look at his butt going, if you say so. Doesn't look like much of an ass to me.
Princess Allanon, what's your part to play here? I see you transform into a cat, but you're a wee human, or at least you look like it.
She is a moon druid. Very honorable.
Oh, excellent. What's
My
with the
friend
princess?
required assistance, so I am assisting.
I see.
My people needed to learn about the world, so I'm here to learn.
Well, then allow your first lesson to be in mercy, in a sort of way. This man
Death is a
deserves
mercy.
death is a mercy that this man doesn't deserve.
Oh, I'll perk up to that.
You see, as my friends have explained, once this poor individual is in the hands of the Vanguard, he'll wish he was dead.
For how long?
Until they get what information from them they need, and then I'm sure they'll deal with him in whatever way they choose.
Allanon pulls a small vial of red ink and puts it on the table and says you
Sure.
should still brand him.
If a branding is what you're looking for, Nightingale will walk up and put his hand on Duran's head, and using prestidigitation, he will put killer across his forehead
It needs to be in red ink.
in red.
Black ink
No,
is honorable.
Yeah.
Red ink is dishonorable.
Well, then I will put killer in red across his forehead.
All right, he has killer in red across his forehead.
Are you satisfied?
she kind of looks at it, crude
How
but
do you
acceptable.
talk without your beak moving?
Well, clearly you're not from the protected lands, Brash. I am a Penumbra Broad, and we have vowed to never show our true faces to anyone. This is just a mask.
Hang on a second.
I've seen what he looks like. I checked under the mask while he slept.
You did not, you dirty liar.
Ask what the mask?
Yeah, we all heard his butt clench though for a second there.
It did.
don't
I
understand.
hope you never do that.
Hey.
A brash mask is a disguise, like a camouflage.
I'm sure you
Allanon looks
understand.
at him.
He's just looking completely blank. Like the words seem to be words, but he doesn't get it.
Allanon looks at him like
I
when
do
I
not understand
transform.
either.
Yes, like when your friend Princess Allanon transformed into a tiger. That was not her, but it is her. This is not me, but it is me.
But it's a rock. No. I
Yep.
mean, I got one. There's just no way he's gonna understand this for a while.
Corvus.
I am magic. I do not need to move
Corvus.
my lips to speak. Simple one.
Oh, okay.
Well, that was easy.
Yes, Douglan.
What's our next move?
Well, I thought we were going to the city. Were we not?
We need to bring Duran and his friend to Evandor for justice, Douglan.
We'll turn them in.
Is that in the same direction as Alagon?
No,
No.
but it is better for us to drop him off in Evandor than us to try to escort him back to Allagon. You see, we have other plans that take us in the opposite direction, you two.
Well, how far away is it's only like an hour's ride, right?
To the kingdom. Yeah, Tianchar is not
This-
far.
Yeah, the city of Evandor is about an hour's.
Well, why don't I just take him now? I will be
Because
back
it's the
before
middle
then.
of the night, Corvus. Jeepers creepers. You're going to show up in the middle of the night with hostages and say, take them. I'm Corvus, take them. How do you think that's going to go, you big oaf?
Well,
Sounds
perhaps
fun.
Anton can send one of his men with us that they would trust.
How else do you do it?
Well, I would wait.
Anton, listening to Corvus, says, "You know, Corvus, that is probably best if we do take them to the city tonight. If we have no further questions for my former friend, I would like to see him off of my winery."
He's annoying, isn't he, Nightingale? Always contradicting you. I get it. Pain in the ass, that one.
And then I
Alanon's gonna
lean
look
down-
at him. In-laws are like that.
I lean down
Fist pump.
to Nightingale, and the further I get away from this family squabble, the better.
Well, I hate to see you go off on your own, Corvus. Should we all go? We need to get to Evandor anyway.
Someone will need to come with me to speak to the guards.
And I will need to see that he is properly taken care of as
Oh,
you claim he will be.
Brash, that's probably not a good idea.
They won't see me.
As long as you stay hidden. I can go with you. I want to check on the king too.
Why don't me, Douglan, and Brash go? The rest of you stay here. Protect Anton in case they attack again.
It is fairly late in the evening, so if you're going looking for lots of people in the city of Evandor, there will not be lots of people in the city of Evandor who aren't in bed right now.
Well, I say we all go together.
Who was this set of people you turned him into?
The Vanguard.
Vanguard. They are in this city of yours?
I'm sure they have a.
Yeah, Vanguard are in every major city in the protected lands.
And you'll be handing him over to them.
Correct.
We should go.
Then
Well,
we
if
will
we're-
go together.
And
Anton, do you
Anton
have
says,
a
well, then
cart?"
if we're all going to go, we should wait till the morning then.
Why?
Well, Anton, you literally just said we should go right away.
Well,
Damn
we
it,
were
man.
going to get rid of them tonight, and we could do whatever we wanted in the morning. I'll do whatever you want.
Ugh, I've had enough of this. I walk over, I pick them both up, and I start walking.
All right.
I get my horse, I put them on my horse, and I start walking with them to the city. I will do it on my own then.
And
Yeah,
I
I'll-
believe everyone is following you.
Yeah.
I'll go with them, but I'll be stealthily on the side.
Ah! Oh,
Douglan's
You're-
bringing his drink.
So, Brash, you are returning to your...
No, what I'll do is once we get inside of, I guess, what will be the city, I'll go ahead and put the cloak on.
Okay.
I don't realize it's the same cloak they wear, so that'll be interesting. And try to fade away so that they don't see me. I have no idea what type of security they have here. I don't think, because it's not like in the wilds, right?
Correct.
What?
The
What?
protected lands are the wild is
Wild
very
West.
rugged, whereas the protected lands are much more, well, for lack of, I think we've used the term already, much more civilized.
I've managed to blend in the wilds and cities, but I don't know if they will here. We'll see.
You're very quiet.
Very quiet all of a sudden, yeah.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
There you go.
Correct.
Good.
Your mic
All right.
was just away from your mouth.
Yeah, I blended into cities without them realizing what I am in the wilds. I just don't know if I'll be able to do that here, but that's why we're here to find out.
That's what we'll find out, exactly.
Douglan's
All right.
riding. He's got his drink. He's like, listen, Corvus, let me do the talking, okay? And Brash, I know you're pissed off, but can you just stay in the back and let me do the talking? These are my people, all right?
Will
I'm
be
just
sold
here to
by the
make
time
sure-
we get there.
I'm just here to make sure that he gets where he's going and cannot escape. Gets the punishment you have described.
Alright. Allanon's gonna be on Aranon riding side saddle because she's got her nice dress on. But she
Alright.
will hand a berry out to everyone. And then to prove that they're not poisoned, eat one herself.
Oh, I'll eat one.
Oh,
Nice.
Gives everybody a hit point.
excellent. I was getting the munchies.
All
Thank
right,
you.
so the group, you make your way. It is about an hour, so it's about a half an hour back to the main road. The road that you traveled down between Wellspring and it continued on to the city of Evandor. A half an hour continue south. You get to the city of Evandor.
Sorry, I didn't think it would
What?
do that.
What?
I forgot to click that earlier to mark that I had used a wild
Excuse
shape.
me. Whew.
God damn!
Sorry, I didn't know there were sounds associated with everything.
Is my raise showing?
That's
So
awesome.
Okay.
as we're getting closer to the city, I will be again donning my cloak if anybody wants to either
Oh,
help
yeah,
with,
I was
help
about
with the
to say.
disguise or point out that this is not the appropriate attire for here.
Nightingale's gonna ride Peaches up next to the cat trying to pretend he's a human and be like, "My friend, I think I need to give you some assistance. First of all, your tail needs to be tucked in. And I will give him... I have a pair of... You know what? I'm going to hide you in plain sight. You're going to pretend you're a bard. I'm going to give him my costume dress, which is
Okay.
very elaborate and flashy and this and that. And
So it make him look like he's in a costume.
it'll make him look like he's in a costume.
Okay.
Allanon nearly falls off Aranon laughing. He's greatly amused by this.
You don't have to enjoy it, but it's going to hide you from everybody. Trust me.
You've seen
I
a
do
cat
this
get
for a
tape on
living.
him, right? Okay.
Goliath turns to Mithras on his shoulder and goes, "Who have we saddled ourselves with, my friend?"
As long as Brash, as long as we don't have to deal with a cat and tinsel, we'll be fine.
Okay.
Don't
You,
eat
tell-
the
you tell
costume.
me. You tell me if we should run into any.
So, as you're approaching town, it is now dark. I would assume that some of you are carrying a light source for those that would require it.
I have a lantern.
you-
I'll have that on.
Yep. You make your way up to as you're approaching the city. Now, I've described the city before. I will describe it for those that are new to the group. The city of Evandor is right on the coast. The castle itself sits on a high point on the coastline, and there are 7 sort of rings to the city that spread out from the castle itself. So the main ring is where the castle is, and there's a couple of rings that have other royalty, the military, and then it gets into the town as it spreads out. They're currently still building the 7th ring. The area is off to the left and right of the castle. After you come down off the high ground, there are docks and such. So you guys are walking. You can sort of see this big city, which would be mostly of lights right now as you're walking towards it. You do pass. It looks like they are building a big fairgrounds outside of the city. We are approaching the Festival of Balance when we move into the next phase of Emathan's calendar. So the city is involved in its preparations for the festival. As Douglan would possibly point out during the ride, Evandor has a big jousting tournament during the Festival of Balance, which is the festival grounds that they are preparing. And so you walk up. The outer ring does not have any sort of guards or defense. You can walk right into the town. And things are, it's still, although dark, it's still early in the evening. We're going to say now it's maybe 8 o'clock or so. Or actually, we'd be closer to 9 o'clock now, with the hour that you've traveled to the city.
Now, we could make the assumption Douglan knows his way around Evandor.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So pretty much, Douglan, how to get to the Vanguard?
Yeah, I'm going to beeline it to, kind of the earliest security gate. I would probably know, too, where like a Vanguard office, recruiting office might be.
Yeah, so within
he has been drinking for an hour, so can he still walk in a straight line?
I was riding.
Oh,
the horse hasn't been.
The horse is doing all the work. Okay.
Yeah, the horse is doing all the work.
The horse is still capable of walking in a straight line. So, you know where the Vanguard outpost is in Evandor. It's not quite as large as the one that is in Whalespell, but there is a Vanguard presence. So they have a small keep within the walls, within the 4th ring. As I said, the last 3 rings are all directly involved with the royal family and the military. You arrive at the doors of the Vanguard's outpost in Evandor, and there are a couple of guards standing outside of the entranceway.
As we're riding up, Nightingale will lean over to Brash. I don't assume Brash is riding a horse.
No.
And be like, if anyone asks, you're a mute. You don't speak. I will do all the speaking for you. You're part of my act, okay?
Maybe. We'll see.
Perfect. Just growl and pretend you're a cat thing, like pretending to be a cat thing. It's going to be perfect.
It's so bad.
Pretend you're a cat thing, pretending to be a cat thing. Excellent.
It's so
all right,
meta.
you arrive at the doorway. This little band of
Hooligans, you can call it. We're hooligans.
I was going to go with
Motley
circus
Crue.
performers, but
I'll start heavy. Well met. We need to talk. Let me see the manager.
My God, Douglan's turned into a Karen.
I was gonna say, are you a middle-aged woman?
He puts his hair up. Like this.
no, you need to have one of those haircuts that kind of come down over your face. The short bob.
Ends right here.
Yeah.
We'll dye
One
it
of the
blonde.
guards walks up as your group approaches. I'm just going to ask, you are riding Allanon, right?
Yes, like a horse.
Yes, okay.
But side saddle,
Yep.
because I'm a princess.
Yes, exactly.
But I don't wear a crown. That's important.
One of the guards walks up, kind of looks over this motley crew of individuals walking up to the keep and says, well, What are you all doing here?
Can I get your name, soldier?
I'm Tyran.
Tyran. Douglan McCain, formerly the King's Guard. This piece of shite over here says he's with the Dooms. I figured you were going to have to take care of him. And I point to Corvus's horse and the guy. You got him like strapped over.
Got both of them strapped over the horse. Yeah.
Yeah. Just drop him down.
Yeah, I'll remove him from the horse and drop him at his feet. They are your problem now.
You say they're members of the Dooms?
They confess to it.
There also was a coin, was there not?
Yeah.
You two are going to be the death of me.
I'll be right back. And he goes over, opens the door, disappears inside of the little keep there. Comes back with a half dozen men. One who is dressed slightly different than the others. And he walks out, clearly probably a captain over of these other men in some way. My name is Durwold, and Tyrion has said that you have 2 members of the Dooms.
Would I know him, Colin? It's only
You
been
don't
a year.
You don't know the Vanguard.
Oh, okay.
No.
Durwold. It's Douglan McCain. We used to work with the King's Guard. These 2 here were part of a group that attacked Anton. He would know who Anton is, right? I would assume. Out there at Tianchar Wineries. Anyway.
He would know Tianchar Wineries, but
yeah.
Maybe not Anton.
Got it. Anyway, he attacked my father-in-law. After a little hoaxing, he confessed to being part of the Dooms. Him and that other lad over there. We figured this is the right place. See if you can't get more information out of him.
Well, indeed it is. Well, we will take possession of them. Is there anything further you would want to know, or are you simply turning them over to us?
Well, Sirianel has put us on a path. If you have any information about strange portals opening, the Gith Yankee, any of those, I'll take it now.
My apologies, Douglan, I believe it was. I am not privy to such information, but if you do return tomorrow, any information that we can share with you for turning these men into us, we will do so.
Excellent.
Nightingale's gonna pop into the conversation and you treat them like the bastards they are, and he'll look over at Brash and Princess and be like, yeah, treat them poorly, don't give them a lick of goodness ever.
Also, if I may, Durwold, they've confessed to skinning folk alive. A whole city's worth.
It was a village.
As my companion says, they're not worth the dirt they're sitting on.
I will pass that along to my superiors, thank you. The little group of men goes and grabs Duran and
I'm keeping the coin.
The other gentleman, and they kind of grabbing them shoulders and feet because they're all tied up. Bring them head inside the keep.
Well, one last thing, Durwold.
Yes.
This is part of the Whitfields. They have some acreage out there past the Tianchar winery. You may want to send someone out there to take a look. Perhaps we can get a little bit more protection for Anton. He seems to be attracting all sorts. Now, I don't blame those that want to do him harm, mind you. He's a right bastard, but I don't want to see him dead. Perhaps the vanguard can send someone out for the time being. What say you, Nightingale?
I was merely asking if you knew somewhere to spend the night. I'm sorry, I was preoccupied with sleep. It's late.
It's just an hour. Suck it up, man.
He needs his beauty sleep.
Gee, you two are just such a joy to travel with.
All right, with that, Durwald, kind of ushers the group inside. The guards retake their position, and he says, if you return tomorrow, anything that we can share that we may have determined of these two, we would be more than glad to share with you as a thank you for turning them in.
Sounds like a good deal, Douglan.
That sounds great. Any word on the king?
All we know is that he is unwell.
Very well. All right. I hop back on my horse, grab my koozie, and head on out.
Your koozie. I'm not sure what the medieval equivalent
Equivalent of a koozie is.
It's a small leather cap put by the horn of the saddle.
Yes.
Made from the skin of these furry animals.
Oh, jeez.
Magically keeps your drink cold.
Yes.
All right. Now, group, are we spending time in Evandor right now? It is late, or are we returning to Tianchar?
What is the likelihood, based on the way the Vanguard responded to Lady Panther Rider, that we will be accepted into a lodging with a panther?
Well, so I'm a noble, so I have the feature of position of privilege.
And you're only an hour back to Tianchar Winery as well.
Yeah, so
Let's hit back, lad.
But being a noble, you kind of out of game. Aren't your people secretive and unknown?
Yeah, like everybody automatically knows you're noble.
It's how you carry.
oh yeah,
Like
it's weird because it says that it's other people of high birth treat you as a member of the same societal sphere.
Yeah. Game recognizes
Here.
game is the best way to put it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can
I'm a
find
princess.
the appropriate game.
I mean, Corvus, didn't you
I'm a
hear in my
princess.
house demanding all sorts of shit? I mean, yeah, she's used to it.
Yeah.
So I'm for staying here personally. As
What about
quaint as
Anton?
your abode was, Anton's
about-
fine.
What do you mean? He's already proven to be vulnerable. We were there less than a day. He was attacked and almost killed.
While we were there. And then
Fine, Peaches, take me home. Ugh,
what do you want with this?
guys are just terrible.
We'll come back in the morning. Don't worry
I'm
about
an artist. I need sleep.
All right. Speaking of princess,
I can tie you to the saddle. You can fall asleep.
Oh, thank you, Corvus. That's so wonderful. Thank you.
all right, you guys head back. It is now late into the night.
Brash,
when
I
you
will not
arrive
be
back-
offended if you get out of the costume once we leave the city. I understand. You are a man of nature, free and floppy.
Brash, you satisfied?
Only if they don't let him loose tonight. Do you think they might?
No, trust
The
me, that man
Vanguard.
won't see the day.
Brash,
Even
the
if he's a
Vanguard are
fast
sworn
talker?
enemies to the Dooms.
I just hope he can't talk his way out.
Oh, he'll be talking.
He seems to be known in this area. But I'll take your word for it now. When we come back, we shall see. And
Nightingale will whisper,
I'd like to get rid of the stuff that itches.
as Nightingale's helping Brash unload, to be like, I think to you it would be a blessing if they let him go. It gives you a second chance, does it not?
Ooh, he perks up at that.
Allanon's gonna, or on Aranon is gonna prowl past and kind of look at Nightingale and go, "There's gonna be hair in that for a while," and then just keep going.
If Nightingale gets too close, I'm going to have
you
to
think
bat
it was
at one of those
itchy for
balls.
him?
Yeah.
Hey, don't touch the hat. Don't touch the hat.
All right, everyone arrives back at Tianchar Winery. Anton has taken care, assuming you would return, has made sure that there is accommodations for everyone for the night.
We'll do a watch, Colin.
Okay.
I assume,
that's
gentlemen.
probably a good moment for us to figure out with our new group. I'm going to go to...
Oh, no, they're not a part of our group? I'm just going to say.
No, they stay watch, we sleep.
Yep.
There you go.
We have not invited them to come with us yet.
I think
It's okay. It's okay.
then.
I invited myself.
you are a princess.
Yeah.
Well, no, yeah. Listen, Douglan.
Let's do-
yeah, he's got a few guest beds. You can.
Well, and I mean, this would be unknown to the other two, but the construction crew is providing
Protection. You said some of them were
level
guards.
of protection for the winery as well. So they have guards positioned through the night as part of their arrangement with Anton.
Yeah, they're pretty
They
shitty.
just
at
dropped
that.
the ball earlier.
You know what,
today.
Corvus?
They
Corvus?
We're gonna have a
they
chat.
really did drop the ball earlier.
Yeah.
But-
For tonight, Nightingale and Corvus. Corvus, you take the first 4 hours, and then 2 hours, and then Nightingale, since he only needs 4 hours sleep, can do the rest.
Okay.
The rest of the group, we can figure out your rotation once we
Figure out your rotation.
figure out where you guys fit in.
No, I'm a princess.
Douglan is snoring.
You need your
already.
sleep then, my dear. You need
He's
your sleep.
snoring on the couch.
Yeah, I figure Corvus will let Douglan sleep because he's being a bit of a whiny bitch right now. So, yeah.
I've had a hard day. In-laws are awful.
Yeah,
First you have to
his
run
father-in-law has
half a
been giving him
kilometer.
a hard time. Yeah.
I can't wait for Nightingale to meet his in-laws. He probably doesn't have any, but anyway, to digress. Anton, your security crew sucks balls, man. Stop with the discount ones. Get some real ones.
Well, I can't argue with that now, can I? But we're not going to solve anything tonight, Douglan, so in the morning.
Yeah. He goes to his favorite spot on the couch and
It's got his ass print in it.
yeah, he's got full mouth open, snoring. He's got.
Can that be heard in all rooms of the house?
Absolutely.
You guys are in a loft area in one of the warehouses, and you can still hear it.
Oh.
So for my watch, Mithras is perched at the top of the house, and he's set to caw if anybody approaches the house. And then
Okay.
I'm patrolling the perimeter.
Sounds good.
I'll
The
get up
other
early.
the other half dozen of the construction crew guards are milling about with you, doing their best to keep an eye on things for the night. You switch up through the night. Nightingale, you join them.
Oh no,
the
no,
guards.
no! Nightingale sits at the front porch and watches them walk,
All right.
and he'll take a look at this coin, Colin, in a little closer detail, and
Okay, so
If he can-
the coin itself, as you look it over, it is very old. So it's a copper coin. You are thinking this coin was probably minted centuries ago. You know that the symbol for the Dooms is a snake. So it is likely a older version of their symbol. You don't really know why there is the face, the head on the other side, but it seems, it seems to in some way represent the dunes.
Well, I like it. I'll pocket it.
All right.
And while everyone's sleeping, I'll periodically make sure the panther isn't eating everybody. Just because,
Which one?
Which one?
I'll curl up in front of a fire if there is one. But and I'll probably get up early.
The one that didn't wear the pants today.
Oh, no, she's curled up being my pillow.
Yeah.
I know, but this is the first night. I'm going to watch you as much as I'm watching the outside.
I have a little
All right.
hammock that I've strung
It
up.
is morning.
Your hammock is one of Corvus's socks.
Nobody would want to sleep in that.
Well, I mean, I got the Jaguar in there with me, so it's a pretty big hammock.
Okay,
All right. It's morning. And the
We run
construction crew.
a long rest?
Yeah, I'll run it. Oh, there's the
Now.
Nice.
That was perfect timing.
All right, I will run a full rest for those that.
Is that
use-
snake coin something you can throw in my inventory, or do you want me to just throw it in there?
Nope, I have it here. I can give it to you. I'll run the long rest. I do have the coin.
Oh, I feel my arrow. That arrow that's been stuck in me this whole time just popped out.
The arrowhead just pop.
Yeah.
I feel all my spell slots come back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know
Oh
what that
no, the
feels
cloaked
like.
figures are up.
Is that a spell slot, or are you just happy to see me?
All right, it is morning, and you're all emerging from your various places of rest for the night.
I'm back in my traveling
The
clothes.
construction crew has gotten hard at it again, waking you all up.
I don't think you hear anything over the snores.
Well, morning, sleepyheads.
I would have gotten a little bit earlier and prowled around.
All right. There is a large, Brash, there's a large contingency of dwarves who are rebuilding the Tianchar winery. After much of it was burned during an attack a little over a year ago. And so they're rebuilding it with stone. So these dwarven stonemasons have been hired by Anton to come in and rebuild the winery, and they know that they have a goal to get it built before the fall. Everything has to be rebuilt before the fall.
It's just so much easier to take your houses down and take them with you than to try to build something out of stone. But, to each their own.
We are weird people, as you probably already understand.
All right,
So,
Anton
trees, they last
arrives at
longer.
the cottage with breakfast for any that are interested.
Corvus is always interested in breakfast.
Yeah. So Nightingale, as everybody's kind of settling in and eating, will ask Allanon what your plans are from here.
No, I could see us traveling to Allagon.
Allanon?
Allagon.
Yes, that would seem the obvious route, of course. But
I was gonna say I feel a butt coming along.
Yeah, but
well, everything has a but. I can't help but see an opportunity in our crossing, if I'm could be so bold to speak for the group. We have a mission that is heading us into the wilds, and you two seem very familiar, as do Corvus. Of course, I'm not undermining your importance in the group, of course. But
We have traveled much these last years.
well, that's very good. Someone who's experienced in the wilds beyond being a slave would be fantastic.
A slave? She kind of raises her eyebrows and looks disgusted at that.
That's a long story. Don't get into it. He's not very good about it. But if we are successful in what we are attempting to do, it will affect those who affected you in quite a way. I think that would be very displeasurable if you're interested in giving us aid.
Are you trying to say that the enemy of my enemy is my friend?
Allanon kind of looks up at Corvus. I appreciate the straightforwardness. Looks over at Nightingale. You remind me of someone I used to know.
Well, if you want straightforward, Corvus is the one to go to, trust me. He'll tell you if he doesn't like you.
There are
But
not that
are
many
you-
tribes left. We must stop them from this pursuit of our skins.
I would agree. Keeping your skins on your people is of much importance. So maybe heading back into the wilds would be the best way to defend those skins still on the bodies of those that wear the skins.
Why do you say something in the wilds will be so detrimental to these people that would cause them to stop hunting my people?
Well, I didn't. You're implying a lot with what I said. Let me put it this way. If we are successful, it may turn the tides against our common enemy. And if their focus is changed,
What's a tide?
something an ocean does, you fool.
Ocean. Oh, I know an ocean. Never mind. I know what tide is. Continue.
Okay, well, it's good. It's good. Maybe I should talk to the one that wears pants.
She's wearing a dress.
I hope
Oh, I'm
said-
wearing
Sim,
pants
you
right now. I said
probably
I
switched
put
back.
my
Yes.
traveling clothes.
Yeah, I would not assume she slept in a dress that beautiful. Gets wrinkles, DM. Come on.
Must remove all of these from the land to protect my people.
So, Allanon, what I'm basically saying is we stand a good chance of really sucking it to the bad guy if we can accomplish our goal. Am I correct, Corvus and Douglan? That any assistance we could get would be beneficial to both parties?
What I'm hearing is that we help you in the wilds and you help us take on Allanon.
Well, you're not having to take on Allanon, trust me. Allagon's a good city. It might have a few bad rats, but every city has some rats. We're not taking on Allanon. We're taking on the Dooms, which are related to the people that you have a tiff with.
But Allanon is a city of dooms.
No, there is some dooms inside the city. They hide in there like rats.
Oh.
It's like Evan.
So you'll help us ferret them out if we go into the wilds with you.
Indeed.
Oh, I intend to help ferret them out before we even get to Allanon. I have a few contacts in Allanon that might be able to help us track them down when time comes to cull the herd.
Do you know the value of the pelts and what they seek?
I have no idea why they would think it's valuable.
Nightingale will lean over to Douglan. Don't call them pelts. That assumes that they're animals. He talks, damn it.
And like, what are you turning into a fur trader?
We call them
Well,
pelts.
When
Wait a
they're
second,
all
how much are these pelts worth? And where did you say that village was?
I didn't.
I walk up to I walk up to him and look up at him and I say, What are you implying?
Well, the reason I mention this is that this winery is special, and that's why it's attracting all sorts of bad people, if you will, and why Anton's been a target. These people crave power, and I can tell you the wine that he makes gives power. I can only imagine that your skin is there for a reason, and that's what I'm trying to decipher, is that's what they're after.
Allanon kind of looks at Brash like she doesn't know what they're talking about, but does he?
No. They should all die.
Why?
Fair enough.
I'm in agreement with that.
It is not uncommon for those who are preyed upon to not exactly know why they are preyed upon.
Being prey is not a good situation. We will not be prey again.
I hope not, my friend.
Brash, we're in agreement. Those that do what you say they've done have no business in this world. And I'll do what I can to rid the world of this filth. But there's a bigger picture that we need to be aware of, and that's the quest that we're on. I think our paths will meet. I think our goals are similar, so maybe we can join, as Nightingale said.
What do you need out of the wild?
With that, is Anton with us?
He is not at the moment.
Okay,
We seek druids,
that is correct.
One right there.
not moon druids, my friend. A special part of druid that reside next to... One moment, please.
Winterberry Wood.
Yes.
We-
Wait.
Yep. Go ahead, Nightingale. It's all right.
No, you're nailing it.
Well, you see, the aforementioned power that this winery has requires a very special tool to harvest, if you will. It's called the Sickle of the Harvest Moon. Allanon, have you heard of this?
Would my mother
I
have
have.
known what this is?
Yes. So you, Allanon, you are a couple of pieces of information that you would know of. So they are talking about a place called Winterberry Wood. You know where that is. It's just south of the Midnight Depths. If you look in your images, you'll have a map of Emathan if you want to open that. Should be in your images.
Under what? And categorized? Yep.
Yep.
Cool.
And if you look at that map,
One moment, Colin, one moment. Can you stop fucking hammering, please?
Back into ours.
they're trying to build the winery.
We're trying to have a conversation, you idiots.
Take a break.
Ah,
You know, there was a moment I thought it was somebody in my house. Oh my God.
Oh, I love it. I love it when the sound effects reach that point.
them
How's
damn
that
rock
crazy?
lickers never
I just
stop.
kind of accepted that whoever's living next door was building something at 9
They're
o'clock at
building
night.
That was great.
Go ahead, Colin. They won't stop, clearly. They're ambitious folk.
They're
They're getting it
industrious.
done.
Industrious.
All right. Do we have the map open?
Yeah, we
Yes.
Okay. So if you look where it's labeled the wilds, that body of water that is there is known as the Midnight Depths. So that's that entire body of water. The forested area that is south of the label the wilds is Winterberry Wood. And so in there live the druids that make the sickles of the harvest moon.
What circle
You know-
are they? Do you know? Or do we know?
You don't know a lot about them. They're fairly secretive. You just know of their existence at this point.
Okay.
But you do know they're there. Your people were fairly remote compared to most of the areas, but
Yeah,
you
well,
do
I was
know
just wondering
of
because
them.
my mom learned from somebody. I was
Yes.
just wondering if they were these guys or not.
Only time will tell.
Okay.
So, Princess, we've been tasked with asking these druids to make another sickle so we can harvest this wine. Now, how that affects you is, or at least all of us, is that this is a defense. Because right now they're apparently these Githyanki from another world that, well, we think they're starting to invade this one. So I say it again to you, Brash, think bigger. I understand the loss and I understand the pain from what you've gone through. But something tells me there's a lot more going on here and all of our skins may be at risk.
Oh, I know of the woods you speak. I know how to get there.
How long do you have to get there and back?
It'll be a couple of months for sure. It's a long journey.
A couple months is nothing.
According to this, it's only 30 feet.
Yeah, I think by the next harvest, I think we said, Colin.
6 months, I thought it was.
Yeah.
So you guys are just in early spring. Anton needs the sickle by fall.
Yeah.
You're just transitioning from Gath's influence to Newell's influence.
Right. And right now we're kind of by this little bay-looking thing with the two mountains on it.
Yeah, there's a map
Yeah.
called the Protected Lands. You can see exactly where the Kingdom of
There's
Evandor
another
is.
in your images. There'll be another map called the Protected Lands. It'll give you a better idea of where you are there.
And you can also see how far Allanon is from Evandor.
So it's by my recollection, it would take you about 18 days to travel to Allanon from Evandor.
Shall we say as the crow flies?
Okay, so
Sorry,
we're in
is her name
Evandor
the
right
same
now.
as her country?
Yes.
Yep, you're in Evandor. So, as I mentioned before, and this is for everybody's reference. The way that they sort of label things in the Protected Lands is, it is the Kingdom of Evandor. It is the city of Evandor. Is basically where the king and queen, if there is one, live, and it is Evandor Castle. So, and that's a similar theme throughout all of the kingdoms within the Protected Lands.
So would it be faster to sail up to where we want to go? Or walk?
Potentially. But if I could be so bold, I think we're walking because we have other avenues to explore. Like, we're after information, and the more chance we get to interact with people that may have information that could help us, the better.
Also, we might run across some more of them dooms.
Oh, that's good.
Corvus would advocate for the quickest way possible because he still wants to get.
What's the step? So I assume, do we have a map of the Protected Lands as characters?
Not yet.
No, not yet.
Okay.
So the step, if you look at the Emathan map, like the whole world, the step is right at the tip of the Protected Lands across to Easterly.
So we could get a ship there.
No, you just walk through.
You just walk through.
Yeah, the step is a magical portal that literally carries people from the edge of the Protected Lands to the edge of Easterly. When you step through, you step onto Easterly through the portal.
Cool.
Yeah, if we were going to take a boat, we'd want to either walk up to Windrest or to the kingdom of Torel, and then take a boat to the other side.
Well, I was thinking that if we walked down to Allanon, then we could deal with the stuff we have there, and then take a ship from Allanon straight across, and then hop on the land there.
That would seem logical, but I'm not heading back in that direction currently.
What did you do?
For
Reasons. So as the group is discussing, you hear outside a couple of yells from the construction workers. You hear them yelling, "Riders! Armed riders!"
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Pick up my bow and head outside. Send Mithras.
Yeah.
Hearing the yells, you all make your way out to out in front of the cottage where you were having your discussion. You see coming down the road that leads into the winery, there are definitely 3 armed riders, but they are just sort of trotting their way into town. Into the winery. Corvus, Douglan, and Nightingale. You recognize them as the emissaries from the kingdom of Xanthram. But there are only 3.
Ooh.
I'll fade off into a corner somewhere so I'm not seen.
All right.
These are your friends. I'm going to continue with breakfast.
Corvus goes back into the cottage, continues to have breakfast.
I will
right.
go up to greet them.
All right,
they won't
Douglan,
recognize
I
me.
assume you do as well. Okay. Nightingale and Douglan, you walk out up to the main road into the winery. The 3 riders trot up.
Allanon will follow so that she can hear what's going on.
Okay. So the first rider, Douglan, it is Tandar. He dismounts. The other 2 remain mounted. He walks up and kind of gives you a quick little bow. And Douglan, it is good to see you. I'm glad we were able to find you here at, I believe, Tianchar Winery.
You've got the right of it. Well met.
How are you doing, Douglan?
Oh, been a little eventful, but we're all right. How are you? Wait, there's only 3 of you.
Oh, indeed. There is a story to tell, Douglan, but Rocco and Brogir, we are just a little parched. Maybe there's a drink of water to be had?
Right this way.
Nightingale will stay quiet since he does not look anything like Corey Fairbanks right now.
You're a whole different person to them.
I'm just Douglan's personable jester.
So, Colin, who's missing? I got Bellin, Brogir, Tandar, Rocco. Who's
Bellin.
missing?
Bellin is missing. Yeah.
Okay.
Who you sort of identified as the leader of the 4 before.
Mm-hmm.
As we're kind of walking back, Nightingale will kind of drift his way back to Allanon, who's been tailing us the whole time, and be like,
tailing is accompanying but back.
"Oh, I understand completely. I call it information gathering. These are friends of ours we met on the way from Whalespell. They are emissaries from Easterly. There seems to, well, you've probably heard of the Iceborne Orc Wars. If you haven't, the Dungeon Master will inform you later.
They have not.
Well, there's a war going on just north of Easterly with Iceborne Orcs. And it's been going on for generations, and it seems they're getting the upper hand. So Easterly has sent these emissaries to try to bring back support from the protected lands. And we told them on their way to Evandor to stop by. They're nothing to be concerned about. We hope.
We don't think they
Do I know enough to know where Easterly is?
So, your kingdoms chose to be relatively isolated from the rest of Emathan, but because of your royal stature within, you know more than sort of the average inhabitant of those kingdoms would. So you know of Easterly, but you know very little about it, other than it's a region in the eastern part of Emathan. That's about all you know.
Okay.
And I'll just kind of relay that information to her as we walk back, letting Douglan talk with Tandar, Roko, and Rogir,
Okay.
since they don't have no idea who I am.
So as you're walking over, they're kind of leading their horses along, and Tandar says to Douglan, things are not good in the eastern lands. Belen was called back to the kingdom of Xanthram. Tensions are growing in the kingdoms. People are not happy about the lack of action in the war in the Barrens. I'm getting greatly concerned. It is growing in importance that we gain allegiance of those in the protected lands.
I understand. However, my kingdom has been hit also. Apparently the king has fallen ill, and I don't know why. I've had to deal with this mess here at the winery. We got the dooms running about. It's a shite show right now. So, listen, we're planning to head to the city. I'm going to see if I can't get an audience with at least the king's advisors to see what's going on. But I'm not very optimistic they're going to be sending anybody away with the king in the condition he is. But nevertheless, you got to sit tight. Let me see what I can come up with.
Douglan, we don't have time to waste. Do you think you can get us an audience with the king?
I'll try. I'm not sure I can even get one right now. Again, he's fallen ill. I don't know why. Strange happenings. A neighbor of mine just turned out to be part of the Dooms. I assume they've heard of the Dooms.
Yes, the Dooms are throughout Emathan.
A feckin' neighbor. You understand? So, something's coming, lad. It's no good.
You have a way of getting word to people in the wilds. Do you have any station there? I'm asking this of these two guys.
To the easterly folks, eh?
Yeah, to the easterly guys. Yeah.
I guess you're done your breakfast then, eh?
I'm eating. Well, I thought.
Eating
I
well,
can do
I
two
don't.
things.
He's got the plate in one hand, the fork in the other, and
Walking
I
along
thought
with us.
we brought them in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They came
Yeah.
into the cottage. They're
Yeah.
all standing in there with. Corvus, I don't think I quite understand your question.
Well, in the crags there is my people, and they hate orcs and would relish the opportunity to fight them. You approach them in the correct way, you can get a powerful allies. They are all barbarians, rage wielders, we call ourselves.
That would seem a good ally, but it is as I understand, it is a long way to the crags.
It is
Corvus.
not close. That's why I said if you had a way of reaching word to maybe you have an outpost near there, or allies with a way of getting word.
I will have to relay that message to the kingdom to look into further, Corvus. It does sound interesting, though.
They have fought orcs for generations. You will find nobody better suited.
My question to you, Douglan. when could we meet with the king? Our time is limited. We must... If you don't think you can gain us an audience, we must leave at once to try ourselves.
Well, we were on our way to the city this very morning. You're welcome to follow, but I make no guarantees.
I do not expect guarantees, only what I know would be your most honorable effort.
Of course. So, yeah, let's break our fast and then we'll head in.
We're going to meet the king?
Well, some of us.
Possibly.
Some of us are, dear.
I don't know.
I wouldn't bring Corvus in there. Why is everybody bowing?
Yeah, Douglan may not even get in, so, you know.
Oh, if there's a possibility of meeting a king, she's going to get out of her traveling clothes.
Yeah.
Indeed, princess. Maybe you could be an ally as well. What pull do you have in your kingdom?
Some. The
kingdom of many words.
Yes.
The politics of the
Cryptic
twin
response.
kingdoms are complicated.
Well.
Another interesting yet cryptic response.
We'll have to trade notes later on how to mess with Corvus.
So Tandar says, I don't want to push the issue, but if we could leave at once, Douglan, it would be appreciated.
Of course. We're ready. I mean, we were planning on heading there first thing in the morning, so
Yep.
I would say we were, snoring and all. Douglan's ready. He is a dad. He only sleeps like 6 hours a night, okay? He goes to bed early, but he's up early.
As a question in regards to, Panther strolling into town, how's that going to be accepted? Like, are people okay? Do we see people riding weird shit all over?
These are fantasy times, and it would garner interest, but not fear.
I couldn't have a polar bear. I wanted a polar bear.
So the group saddles up, joining Tandar, Roko, and Brogir.
Nightingale will pull out the costume again.
Yeah, in the back of the house somewhere, and have distastefully put it back on. And
I think you can keep this from now on.
Allanon gets out a different dress and puts it on. Images in Discord.
Nice.
Uh-oh.
Nice.
Wow, you got quite the wardrobe with you.
Guys, keep
I
in
want
mind,
you to know that I went through and I found fine clothes and I put a whole bunch of them in my backpack.
I am impressed. But guys, it's like an 8-year-old girl, just so you know, okay? It's the size of an 8-year-old girl.
But she looks like a fully grown woman.
Yeah.
She does.
Just looks like a little doll.
So you travel back to the city of Evandor, which is now in full swing as you arrive in the day. The town is in sort of doing its thing. You travel in. Our riders from Xanthram, they're wholly focused on getting a visit with the king. We have some goals around returning to the keep to find out what the Vanguard may or may not have determined from the two you turned over to them during the night. And I think that will be a fantastic spot for us to pick up next. Yes,
Nightingale
you in the red t-shirt?
Nightingale has some business he needs to do in the city as well.
Yep.
We should definitely split up. Don't split the party, but
But
I don't
Just
know if I
whatever.
can get everybody into the party with the king. I'll try. But
I think Corvus volunteered to go in.
Yeah.
He's got a way
I'm
with
pretty
people.
sure I can summon enough clout to get in to see the king.
All right,
Hopefully.
so with that, I am going to end the stream, but then we'll take a few moments as a group to deal with any questions, comments, concerns.